Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inna alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد, we have a tradition that when we start a program like this, we go on to salute all the brothers that are sitting on this side of the table with us. It's become like a culture with us. Sometimes it's in appreciation of those who have organized the program. And it is for this reason that I like to acknowledge my brother and my very, very good friend, Sheikh Abdul Ghani Jum'ah Abul Barakat, for, I would say, single-handedly organizing me to be able to come for this program. Since December, he has followed up to be sure that we are able to do this program. And whoever does anything, we are coming back to that hadith. If you do something for the sake of Allah upon the Sunnah, فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ وَأَجْرُ مَنْ عَمِلَ بِهِ. He has the reward and the reward of those from those who make benefit from it. So I thank him so much, Abul Barakat, Sheikh Abdul Ghani Jum'ah. I also like to appreciate and thank someone I always call our chairman. One of our elderly friends called him our chairman. So when I see him, I always call him our chairman, and that is Alhaji Olawi, the chairman of the committee of this masjid, the committee in charge of this masjid, who contributed a lot to the building of the masjid itself. So I thank him so much. We've been here with him, he's taking care of us. He has that trait to take care of people. I beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take care of him too and bless his affairs. Ameen. The rest of us, I beg us to accept my initial taslim as the greeting for all of us when I said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I had thought that also this program will be in Yoruba language. That was my thinking, that today, inshallah, it will be in Yoruba. But we have been told that it will be in our traditional English language. I call it traditional because that's what I am used to. But it doesn't stop me from delivering the discourse in Yoruba. Perhaps after the entire discourse, if Allah permits, then we'll do a brief summary in Yoruba. So otherwise we'll, bismillah, do the conveyance in our traditional English language. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. The topic for the discussion is Tarbiyatul Awlad in the Salaf. The topic for the discourse is Tarbiyatul Awlad in the Salaf. Bismillah. It's even better for my back. There is a verse we are all used to. In that verse, Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lillahi mulku samawati wal ard, yakhluqu ma yasha, yahabu liman yasha'u inatha, wa yahabu liman yasha'u dhukur, aw yuzawwijuhum dhukranan wa inatha, wa yaj'alu man yasha'u aqima, innahu alimun qadir. Allah says, Lillahi mulku samawati wal ard. The sovereignty of the entirety of the heavens, the authority of all the heavens and the earth, Lillah. They deservingly belong to Allah alone. He says, Yakhluqu ma yasha. This one that all sovereignty belongs to. He creates what he wills. From his creating what he wills is that Yahabu liman yasha'u inatha. Whomever he wills, he gives him a gift. Hiba. He says Yahabu. He gives us a gift to whom he wills. Note those points. It means when we have a child, male or female, it is what? It's a gift. By the statement of Allah in the Quran. Yahabu liman yasha'u. So whomever he wills, he gives that person a gift of a female. Wa yahabu liman yasha'u dhukur. And to whomever he wills, he gives a gift of a female. Aw yuzawwijuhum dhukrana wa inatha. Or that yuzawwijuhum, he can give you male, then female. Or that one male, one female, one male, one female, or females, then male. وَيَجْعَلُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ أَقِيمًا. And whomever he wills, he does not give that person anything. Why? لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. He has the power, the authority, the sovereignty of all the heavens and the earth. There are a lot of points of benefit in this verse. This verse, explaining it, suffices for an entire discussion, for a whole day. But the point that I want us to pick from it, the first of them is that children are hibat from Allah. Children are a gift from Allah. They are gifts from Allah. So if you have one child, Allah has given you as a gift. Allah gave you. If we understand the biology of bringing up a child from inside the womb till it becomes a child, we will know that it's a gift. If we also understand the aqidah behind it. Al-Imam Abu Dawud rahimahullah in his Sunan, he mentioned a hadith, and Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar in Al-Fath, he was silent on it. And his condition about being silent about a hadith in the sharh is that al-aqal, that hadith is hasan, reliable, according to him rahimahullah. In that hadith, the messenger said to us alayhi salatu wasalam, that Allah has an angel in charge of the baby in the womb. Over intervals, it will be asking Allah, should I destroy this womb, or I should allow it to proceed? Allah will say, allow it to proceed, if He wants it to proceed. So when women have 2 months, 1 month, 3 months, 4 months, they have abortions that they do not expect. What do they refer to them? As sucked. The child comes out of the womb, not upon the choice of the woman. So if she carries it to term, we know that it's a gift from Allah. Allah is doing what He wills, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the major point, like I said, is when we have children, when we have a child, we must recognize that fact that having a child is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Imam Ibn al-Wazir al-Qurtubi rahimahullah, he said, as-sabiyyu amanatun inda walidayhi. As-sabiyyu amanatun inda walidayhi. The little young child is a trust from Allah to the parents. Wa qalbuhu at-tahiru jawharatun nafisatun sazijatun. Wa qalbuhu at-tahir. And that pure heart of a little young boy or girl, jawharatun nafisatun sazijatun, it's something that is nafisa, something very valuable. Sazijatun, it accepts what you tell it. If you have children, a little young girl asked me, Abu, what's this? I said, Irungma. She said, what's this? I said, Irungimu. She said, how about this one? I said, Irungoju. She said, okay, this one here, what's it? I said, Irunori. She touched my hand. She said, how about this one on your hand? I said, Irungowo. She said, she touched my feet. What about this one? I said, Irunese. She still told me 2 days ago. That time she was not asking me. She said, Abu, eleyi ni irun igba, irun agba, eleyi ni irun imu. She started naming it as I said it. So their qalb, their qulub is nafisa, something very, very valuable. Sazijatun, it accepts what you tell them. Khaliyatun min kulli naqshin wa suratin. Their hearts, their mind, their soul is khaliya. It is free min kulli naqshin. It is free from any sort. Nothing is ingrained on it. Wa surah. There is nothing in the brain, in the mind of a little young boy or girl. Wa huwa qabilun li kulli naqshin. So whatever you ingrain on the soul of that little young boy or girl, that is what it will accept. وَمَائِلٌ إِلَى كُلِّ مَا يُمَالُ بِهِ إِلَيْهِ. مَائِلٌ إِلَى كُلِّ مَا يُمَالُ بِهِ إِلَيْهِ. Whatever you bend that mind towards, whatever you bend the child towards, that is what the child will accept. We know this from the Nusus al-Hadithiyah. The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to us that kullu mawludin yuladu ala al-fitra. So every child is born upon tawheed. Let's be interpreting this hadith like this, because the abstract meaning of that statement is that every child is born upon tawheed. He said it is the parent who now make that child to become Yahudi, Yuhawidana, or Yumajisana, or Yunasirana. They make the child to become a fire worshipper or even a Christian. Why? That mind of a little child, khaliyatun min kulli naqshin wa surah. It is free from anything. Nothing is ingrained on it. There is no image on it. Wa huwa qabilun li kulli ma nukisha. It will accept what you ingrain on it. Wa ma'ilun ila kulli ma yumalu bihi ilay. It will also tend and bend towards whatever you bend it towards. It will bend towards it. فَإِنْ أُوِّدَ الْخَيْرِ وَعُلِّمَهُ نَشَعَ عَلَيْهِ وَسَعِدَ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. فَإِنْ أُوِّدَ الْخَيْرِ. If you get your little young daughter or son, you get them used to goodness. وَعُلِّمَهُ. If you teach that child goodness, نَشَعَ عَلَيْهِ. The child will grow up upon goodness. وَسَعِدَ فِي الدُّنْيا وَالْآخِرَةِ. That child will be successful in this dunya and akhirah. Why? You taught that child, you nurtured that child alal khair. Likewise, وَشَارَكَهُ فِي ثَوَابِهِ أَبُوهُ وَكُلُّ مُعَلِّمٍ لَهُ وَمُؤَدِّبٍ. That little young child that you have nurtured upon goodness, who will find success and happiness in this world and in the hereafter. يُشَارِكُهُ فِي ثَوَابِهِ some people will join him in the rewards of that good deeds. Who are those people? Abuhu. So if you ask me, what do I need to gain teaching a child goodness? You will gain what we shall mention. You should gain the reward of goodness. The father will gain. وَكُلُّ مُعَلِّمٍ لَهُ وَمُؤَدِّبٍ. Every teacher, I always say this to teachers, every muallim and muaddib. Muallim are those who teach you alifun ba'un ta'un tha'un. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Say it after me. This is muallim. But muaddib is the one who say, hey, you, why are you not wearing your cap? Wear your cap. Dress properly. Don't do like this. Do like this. This muaddib. Muallim is just telling him huruf. Alifun ba'un ta'un. Fa'ilun marfun bi muallim. Muaddib wants to make you have manners. He wants to teach you character and behavior. Sometimes the two of them will be combined in one person, and sometimes only one person will be for one. So all of these people, the parents and the teachers, they will share in the rewards of that little young boy or girl that you got used to goodness. They will share from the goodness in it. There are a lot of things they will share from it. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said to us in a hadith that was reported by Hafiz al-Ummah, Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. He says, Inna ar-rajula la turfa'u darajatuhu fil jannah. Inna ar-rajul la turfa'u darajatuhu fil jannah. A person would earn al-jannah. He is already in al-jannah. Lakin turfa'u darajatuhu. His status and rank will be raised before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside al-jannah. So fayaqul, he begins to ask, Anna li hada. How come I get this? What did I do? Your rank is being raised in al-jannah. How did I come here? Fayuqalu bistighfari waladika laka. Because of the istighfar, asking for forgiveness that your son is doing for you, your ranks become raised before Allah. Has that parent who has taught that child goodness sharakahu fil khairi am la? La shak, qad sharakahu fil khair fil dunya wal akhirah. Likewise, the muaddib and muallim yushariku al-awlad aw yusharikuna al-awlad fil khair fil dunya wal akhirah. They will join with the young children in reaping the rewards of goodness because of their teaching that little young boy or girl, because of them teaching them goodness. We remember that the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, also from the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع من عمله إلا من ثلاث. When the son of Adam passes away, his deeds cut off, they stop, except from three things. And he said alayhi salatu wasalam, one of them is waladun salihun yad'u lahu. So the man who taught his children. Why are we going about this, talking about tarbiyatul awlad? Firstly, we know the importance that children are a gift. We also know that if you train your child well, you teach your child well, you organize his character well, you will gain in this world, you will gain in the hereafter. The child will gain in this world, the child will gain in the hereafter. Likewise, the rest of us who are engaged in all of that. The reason we are reading this to us is that we should be hopeful. If we do tarbiyatul awlad properly, we have a lot of things to gain. So this is from the aspects of at-targhib ila tarbiyatul awlad, tarbiyatan sahihatan. This is a kind of an encouragement for us that we should all pay attention to bringing up our children in a manner that is appropriate. So Imam Ibn Hazm said, rahimahullah, وَإِنْ أُوِّدَ الشَّرَّ, if what you get your child used to is dancing awilu, and we all know this in our generation now, there are little young boys on the street who get used to dancing. If what you get children used to is smoking, we all know now how the world is. If you get children used to pickpockets, okay, those ones are bad, cool? If you get children used to anything that removes the deen from it. Some people are busy with bringing up their children because they want them to be doctors. They want them to be nurses, engineers, IT specialists. It is good, but it will be bad if all of that lacks some of the mass issues that we shall mention today. It will be burdensome for me. It will not make me be free. I will be held down by it. Ikhwa, let us be settled, please. May Allah reward the brothers abundantly. You could see how they've been trying to be sure that we get this program properly organized. Jazahumullahu khairan. Him, I know him for that always. He's always organizing programs. Alpha organizing programs. Jazakallahu khairan. Any person who invests in goodness gets no other than goodness. He gets no other than goodness. Those people who organize microphone for musicians too, they will get the rewards for it. They will get the rewards for it. We have Abu Layla al-Athari. Do we know Abu Layla al-Athari? I'm not talking about our elders. Abu Layla al-Athari was the one recording the audios from Sheikh al-Albani, rahimahullah. If they're in a program, maybe walima, nikah, akiko, or something, he takes his radio, starts recording. He said something of himself that because he wants to record, he comes early to class before everybody, so that he makes sure that Sheikh does not say anything except that he records it. He became known. You can't listen to Sheikh al-Albani without hearing Abu Layla al-Athari. Hafizahullah, he's still alive. He's still alive. He recorded so many things from Sheikh. He gained knowledge too, because it's not possible that someone is recording and he's not hearing what they are saying. Jazakallahu khair. Jazakallahu khair. It's a very big work. If you are engaged in it, face it well. Face it well. The list of what you will get from it is in this hadith we are reading. إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمْ انْقَطَعَ مِنْ عَمَلِهِ إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاثٍ. When we pass away, all of us, and we all shall die, our good deeds will stop. We will not be able to come for lectures like this, except three things that will not stop. The first of them, waladun salihun yad'u lahu. He did not say waladun tabibun yad'u lahu. He did not say waladun muhandisun yad'u lahu, waladun najjarun yad'u lahu. Because many of us, these are our problems. My son must be engineer first, even if he may not know the deen. No, my son must know the religion first, then he will know what to eat with. Being engineer is just looking for something to eat, how to live in this dunya. But when he knows the religion, that's why we come back to it. It is the last thing that I have talked about in Tarbiyatul Awlad. Teach your child how to find something to eat in this dunya. Unfortunately, that is what we put on number one. We are ready to sacrifice every other thing because of that one. From the way of the Salaf in Tarbiyatul Awlad is that they take their children away from Kufar. For us, our major purpose is to get our children to the lands of Kufar. We are coming back to it, if Allah permits. It's because we have a goal change. the goals for raising up children, our own has changed from the ones of the Salaf that we claim that we are following. We come back to it, inshallah, if Allah permits. So Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, the point here is that children are a gift to us, like we read from this Imam rahimahullah, and they are so free, so much that it is what you push them to that they become. It is what you teach them that they learn. It is what you get them used to that they do. If you get them used to goodness, they will do good. If you get them used to evil too, don't expect anything from them except what? Evil. May Allah protect all of us. So this statement was read from Al-Imam Ibn al-Wazir. I like calling him Ibn al-Wazir. That is Abu Muhammad Ibn Hazmin al-Andalusi, Ali Ibn Ahmed rahimahullah. So what does Allah say to us about bringing up our children? He told us it's important. Children are a gift, this, that. What did Allah say? He says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ku anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. The first verse, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la lillahi mulku samawati wal ard. Children are gifts. That is the point. So we must train them well. Where did we get the order, command to train them well? It's in the Quran too. Someone asked, who tells you that we should train our children well? Allah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ku anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. O you who believe, ku anfusakum, protect yourselves, wa ahlikum nara, protect your children, your wives, your dependents, protect them from the fire. Likewise, from the first hadith, the verse we read, in the hadith we have mentioned, we'll be seeing that if the father is bad, the child is also likely to be bad. You can't protect somebody from fire when you are not protected. So it starts with you. Ku anfusakum, protect yourselves. Wa ahlikum nara, protect your children, protect your wives. May Allah protect us. Al-Imam Qatada ibn Di'ama as-Sadusi was a tabi'i. He was from the students of Anas ibn Malik. And the most correct thing, and Allah knows best, is that he also had hadith from Abdullah ibn Sarjis. This tabi'i, rahimahullah, he said the way to protect the children is an ya'murahum bi ta'atillah. You command your children to obey Allah. Ta'ala dhikruhu. High above is the mention of Allah. So the way to protect your children from the fire is that ta'muruhum bi ta'atillah wa tanhahum an ma'siyatihi. You command them to obey Allah. You prohibit them from committing sins. وَأَنْ يَقُومَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ. When you administer their affairs, let it be upon the decision and the injunctions from Allah. You command them, do good. You prohibit them, don't do this. Allah doesn't like it. When you organize the house, organize it upon the injunctions from Allah. وَيُسَعِدُهُمْ عَلَيْهِ. You are not just commanding them, you help them to be able to obey Allah. You also help them to be able to distance themselves from disobeying Allah. فَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ لِلَّهِ مَعْصِيَةً. If you find that these people, your children, your wives, they are becoming sinful, رَدَّ عَنْهُمْ, you put that away from them. وَزَجَرْتَهُمْ عَنْهَا, you warn them against it. Many of us, many things happen in our homes, we just leave them like that. Because you don't want the boy to cry, you don't want the girl to cry, you don't want your wife to feel, you don't want your wife's father, you don't want your wife's sister. So you condone so many things in your house. You have not fulfilled this verse. Ku anfusakum wa ahlikum nar. Al-Imam al-Shawkani rahimahullah. There are some nusus I would feel because of time we should just proceed. But I think the point is established. We all have a duty to protect our homes, our wives, our children, to give them tarbiyatul Islamiyya as-sahiha. It is not that in Masjid Rahmatullah. No, it's not about Masjid Rahmatullah. It's a duty you have. It's not that they told us we should know. It's a duty you have. If you don't do it, you'll be punished for it. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Abdullah ibn Umar reports from him that he said, Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyati. We all know them. Every person is a shepherd. You are the head of the home. وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَئِيَّتِهِ. Each of us will be asked about our homes. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, وَالرَّجُلُ رَاعٍ عَلَى أَهْلِ بَيْتِهِ وَهُوَ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْهُمْ. الرَّجُلُ رَاعٍ عَلَى أَهْلِ بَيْتِهِ. The man is the head, is the controller, is the organizer. So let not anyone say something happened in your house you don't have control over. You'll be asked about it. Naira change. Naira is not changing. You are still, everybody is talking about the president. Why? Because he's the mas'ul. Everybody is crying to him, President, help us do something about this. Why? Because he's mas'ul. So don't be a husband who doesn't have a say to organize your home. What will make us not be able to have a say to have our homes organized? May Allah not bring it to us. It's a trial. It happens, but upon a trial for a man. May Allah not bring it to us. Those children that Allah has given you, He will ask you about them. How have you trained them? How have you organized them? That's tarbiyah that I said you should do. Did you do it? And all of this will be asked about them. Al-Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, many scholars, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Umar, there are a lot of athar directly, clearly saying that when a person fails in tarbiyah of his children, Allah will ask him on the day of Qiyamah. Just in line with this verse and in line with this hadith. But when we said tarbiyatul awlad, if you look at that topic, they say in the SALAF. They said we have come with another qaid again. In the SALAF. Not just tarbiyatul awlad. In the SALAF. Because tarbiyatul awlad, we have established now, it's an injunction from the Quran Ko. It's an injunction from the Sunnah Ko. So it's deen. It's ibadah, it's worship. We are doing it for the sake of Allah to earn His mercy. If you do it early, you get reward. If you don't do it well, you may be punished for it. So it's deen. And everything that is deen, the only way to do it that will be successful, the best way to follow this verse, the best way to follow this hadith is the way of the Salaf. The way of the Salaf. Allah Himself said that to us in the Quran. He says, وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. Those who follow as-Salaf. Amongst us here, who is Muhajir? Who is from amongst Ansar? And when the Quran was coming down, who are the Muhajirun? Ashabu Rasulillah radiyallahu anhu. Who were the Ansar? Ashabu Rasulillah. But that name Ansar was not there until it was for the Messenger's companions. It's not a name connected to their city. It's connected to them because of a job they did. Ansaru ar-Rasuli wa ashabihi. They helped the Messenger and his companions. So these people, radiyallahu anhum, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. And those who follow them upon goodness. So if you ask us, you people, you like trouble, why Salaf, Salaf, Salaf? We say, Allah said we should follow them. If you follow them, radiyallahu anhum wa radiyallahu, that reward for them will come for you too. Salafiyah is not something to fight. If you fight it too much, you will go out of Islam. Wallahi. If you fight it too much, you will be speaking kufr. If you fight it too much, you speak kufr. So وَالَّذِينَ تَبَعُوا, because he said, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, he said, when we were in Medina, the Jews, Christians, they used to say to us, follow us, like Allah told us in Al-Ankabut. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّبِعُوا سَبِيلَنَا وَلْنَحْمِلْ خَطَايَاكُمْ. Allah says, وَمَا هُمْ بِحَامِلِينَ مِنْ خَطَايَاهُمْ مِنْ شَيْءٍ إِنَّهُمْ لَكَاذِبُونَ. The Jews and the Christians, they say that to us too, don't they say to us, اتَّبِعُوا سَبِيلَنَا, accept Jesus, follow our path. وَلْنَحْمِلْ خَطَايَاكُمْ. If you follow it, we'll take away your sins. Allah says, وَمَا هُمْ بِحَامِلِينَ مِنْ خَطَايَاهُمْ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. It's a lie. Not in any way can they take away anybody's sins. Allah says, إِنَّهُمْ لَكَاذِبُونَ. They are liars. Ibn Abbas says, so Jews come to us, say, accept, follow us, follow us. So they came to say to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these people are saying that we should follow them. If we follow them, our sins will be taken away. What did Allah say? Cool, answer them. What did he say? Amanna billah. Say to them, answer them. Kulu amanna billah. Wama unzila ilayna. وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب والأسباط وما أوتي موسى وعيسى وما أوتي النبيون من ربهم لا نفرق بين أحد منهم ونحن له مسلمون فإن آمنوا بمثل ما آمنتم به فقد اهتدوا. So say to them, we have already believed, we have iman already in Allah. Already. We don't need to follow anybody again. We don't need to follow Jews. We don't need to follow Christians. We already have iman in Allah. Then we in the messenger Muhammad alayhi salam. Then the messengers before him. La nufarriqu bayna ahadin minhum. We don't separate. We accept Jesus, we don't accept Moses. We accept Moses, we don't accept Jesus. We don't do that. Wa nahnu lahu muslimun. We submit entirely, completely to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, say to them, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ أنتم أصحاب رسول الله. This damir is للمخاطبين now. Go. فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ أنتم. Who are those people? Tí wọ́n bá gbà bí ẹ̀yin ṣe gbà yín. Àwọn wo lẹ́yìn nígbà tí Quran sọ̀kalẹ̀? Àwọn sábẹ́ ànábì. Àwọn yẹn ni Salaf tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́ gbọ́. So that's why if we want to, and he says, وَإِن تَوَلَّوْا. Before that, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ فَقَدِ اهْتَدَوْا. Ẹ má bínú o. Fíìlù Madi tó bá tí kọ́ ní bá ṣáájú ẹ̀ kí ni túmọ̀ ẹ̀? فَقَدِ اهْتَدَوْا. Ẹ ti already dọ̀ni ọ̀nà mọ̀. So you're already upon rightness. So that's why we put in the Salaf. So that we will be sure that we are upon rightness. Anything we want to do in the Salaf. Anything we want to do in the Salaf. So that we will have Daman. He says, فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ. If you make your iman the way, if those people telling you, come and be Jews, come and be Christian, if they believe as you, who are those you? Companions. That's why he said to us, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. It's not about 1990. وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ. Wallahi. It's not about any year. It's about Muhammad and his companions. So if you are abusing it too much, if you so that's why if we say Tarbiyatul Awlad, we say in the Salaf. Because that is what will guarantee us that we are upon rightness. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lẹ sọ lédè Yorùbá pé wọ́n ní ká ṣe bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe bí àwọn wo ṣe wá ṣẹ̀sìn làwa ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe má ṣe 1990 lẹ ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹ̀sìn ṣé 1990 lẹ̀sìn dé ni 1990 lẹ́sìn pé ní so àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ò dá kí ẹ máa lo gbólóhùn láti bà nǹkan tó jáde ara ìlànà èṣù ni kí ẹ máa ṣàṣe sí ní tó dá ara ìlànà èṣù ní tó dá tó yanjú tó mọ́ kànga bayda lànàbí pé sallallahu ojú ọ̀nà yẹn taraktukum ala mahajjatin bayda layluha kanahar la yazigu anha laha. tó bá lóò ṣe sálàfí mọ́ ta ni ọ́ ka hadith yẹn kó sọ tún mẹ́ kò sì sọ pé when they say salaf salaf salafiya if you start abusing it too much tahlik akhsha alayka al-halak. May Allah protect all of us. So that's why we have a need to put it there in the salaf. Tarbiyatul awlad in the salaf. Allah command us to do tarbiyatul awlad. Abi, the Prophet said we'll be asked about tarbiyatul awlad. Alayhi salatu salam. Abi, طيب, how do we make that tarbiyatul awlad? Kama rabba salafu awladahum. The way salaf organized, nurtured their children. The way Umar nurtured Ibn Umar. The way Uthman nurtured Abban. The way Anas nurtured his children. The way Ibn Abbas nurtured his own children and those children who were in his care. Do you know those children who were in the care of Ibn Abbas? Ikrima al-Barbari, Sa'id ibn Jubair, Ata'u ibn Abi Rabah. Go and look at each of these people. The way Ibn Abbas brought them up, the lessons he was teaching them, these are the lessons that we want to explore, so that our children too can be like that, so that we too can be like that. May Allah be pleased with us. The discourse will be a long one, but to make it cut it short because of time, I like to divide it into 4 things. Tarbiyatul awlad fil Islam, or tarbiyatul awlad in the Salaf. 4 things, 4 titles. These 4 titles, the first one will have only 1 subheading. The second one will have 8 subheadings, inshallah. The third one will have 7 subheadings. 1, 8, 7. The last one, I will just read a nas to us and explain. So 4 things, 4 levels. The first level is, how do you make tarbiyatul awlad? The first level is ikhtiyaru az-zawjati as-salihah. The first level, mufabi mari takhtaru zawjatan salihah. You must select a pious, righteous wife. For so many reasons, we'll come back to it. The second level we'll discuss the first days after marriage till you have the child and the earlier times of the child's life. That's the second level. Before the first level is what? Ikhtiyaru zawja. The second one, mabda'ul hayatil usariyah, the beginning of family life. There are things you must do at the beginning, just before the child comes and when the child comes. From day 1. The third level, those things upon which ma yunsha'u alayhi al-ghulam, those things you must make tarbiyah upon. You must make the child grow upon. That is the third level. That one I say we have 7 things under. The second one, how many things? 8 things. The first one is just 1, selecting a righteous wife. The last one is another type of tarbiyatul awlad that many times we don't talk about. Do you know that our parents, me, my age is once little like this, then 50. Do you know that our children, our mothers still have tarbiyah on us? I still have a mother, very old mama like this. May Allah help me sustain her upon iman, make her die upon iman and kalimatu shahada. They still have tarbiyah on us up till now. If they want to die now, they have an opportunity to talk. They will still give us a statement of tarbiyah. We'll talk about that. Salaf too used to do that. You find each of them having wasiyah for his children. Something they will live upon. It's part of tarbiyah. That will be the fourth aspect. The first one, wife selection. The importance of it. How the Salaf handle that. The second one, how they handle the early parts of family life. The third one, the initial things upon which they based their child's upbringing. The fourth one, the last things that parents tell children. The Salaf were engaged in all of these. So each of these four, we have breakdowns. So we should start the journey, go. The first one, ikhtiyaru az-zawjati salihah. Selecting a pious wife. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the head of the Salaf, alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, takhayyaru linutfikum. What did the Prophet say, alayhi salatu wasalam? Takhayyaru linutfikum. Select where you place your semen. What did he say we should do? Takhayyaru linutfikum. This hadith, because of the kind of place that I am, Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar mentions it Hasan in At-Talkhis. He also mentions it Hasan in Al-Fath. And others amongst the scholars also grade this hadith Hasan. If there is need for that, we will discuss it. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, takhayyaru linutfikum. Select where you place your semen. That is takhayyaru minan nisa zawati deen was salah. Select from amongst women who zawati deen was salah. Those who have good deen and righteousness. Wa zawati nasab sharif. You also select women who have good family backgrounds. Brothers, it's not based on jilbab and the size of it. It is part of it, but it is not all of it. Zawatu deen was salah. Women who have good deen and righteousness. The same thing for men. When a woman wants to have a husband, she should look for deen and salah. Wazawat nasab sharif. Likewise, we should select a woman that has good family background. A young girl said to me not too long ago, she says her mother is the one taking care of their house, funding the house. So if the father says, everybody stand up, the mother can say, hey, who told you to stand up? Everybody should sit down. It happens, or it doesn't happen. Be careful about marrying women from that kind of a background. If you are not careful, that girl will do the same thing to you. A woman who slaps her husband, don't marry her daughter. A woman who abuses her husband without control, don't marry her husband. Sometimes women say things they regret, but the one who takes it for a character, this one is not good. The child that she will produce is most likely going to be like that. They will be recording abuse in your house against you. So if you want to marry, don't just let it be jalbab, good Facebook pasting, good Salafi quotes from Salafi quotes, and dawa. Select the one with good deen. Select the one with good deen. فلا تضعوا نطفكم إلا في أصل طاهر. don't place your semen except upon a foundation that is pure. Your semen, if you want to place it, don't place it on a place that is not pure. Select it, search well, look well. Young people, look well. Don't let it be, WhatsApp, she's checking me on WhatsApp. You will regret later. If it is not upon deen. The Prophet said so, alayhi salatu wassalam. Elsewhere in another hadith, he said, Innal mar'ata tunkahu li arba'in. Women are married. In some reports, he just said, tunkahu li diniha. A woman may be married for her deen, wa maliha, for her wealth, wa jamaliha, and for her beauty. Fa alayka bi dhati deen. Who is emphasizing deen like this? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fa alayka bi dhati deen. Search for the woman who has deen. Taribat yadak. You would have been successful. If you get a woman with deen, hani allaka. That is the first journey if you want righteous children. Someone asks you, brother, if I want a righteous child, what do I do? What's the first answer? Look for a righteous wife. So if you ask me, some of us, that time we didn't know Sunnah when we were selecting the wives. So how do we handle it now? You know my answer for you. Start trying to work on that woman now, so that she can turn to become righteous. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Start working on your wife so that she can become righteous. Let me give us a surprise. Have we heard of Muhammad ibn Abdullah that Dajjal will meet? What other name do we call him in this ummah from Ashrat as-Sa'ah? Al-Mahdi, Eketidamilon, Abali Mamoti so. Al-Mahdi. Do you know what the Prophet said about him? It is just one day over the next day he will become righteous. So don't lose hope. Your wife can turn tomorrow to become a righteous person. But for those who are just starting, select well. If you have already started, go back to the drawing boards. This is the first job about tarbiyatul awlad in Islam. There are some nusus, but let me mention deen. Sometimes say deen, she has deen. Let's break it down a little bit. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu reports a hadith from the Prophet alayhi salatu. That hadith occurs in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. It said, Nisa'u Quraysh khayru nisa'in rakibna al-ibil. The Prophet said alayhi salatu. Nisa'u Quraysh, the women of Quraysh, khayru nisa'in rakibna al-ibil. They are the best of women who ever rode camels. Meaning that amongst the women in the communities where people ride camels, which women are the best? Quraysh. Who said so? The Prophet ﷺ. He now wants to tell us why they are the best. Ahnahu ala tiflin. In some riwayat he said, Ahnahu ala waladin fi sigarihi. The Prophet said ﷺ, these women, they are caring for children. They care about children. Ọmọ ká wọn lá, ọmọ jẹ wọn lógún. Nǹkan yìí lọ́mọ lọ́dọ̀ wọn. So if you want to marry a wife, don't marry a wife who does not want to have children. Má fẹ́ tí ọmọ ò jẹ lógún. It is from the things of khairiyah that you must check. Ṣọmọ jẹ ilé lógún báyìí. Ṣé ò ní gbọ́mọ rẹ jùlẹ̀ lọ́nu ọjà? Ìtara fọ́mọ wà lára wọn. Ọmọ ká wọn lá. Ahnahu ala tiflin. Wa ar'ahu ala zawjin fi dhati yadihi. Ar'ah They are from the best of people in making ri'ayah, maintaining and organizing, managing whatever the man has. So 2 good qualities of women. If we say din, break down the din. From the major things in her deen is that she cares for her children. From the major things in her deen is that anything the man gives him is, alhamdulillah, she manages she manages it. So it will not just be money. Everything the man has in the house, she will be managing the house. So some of the best women in the world who know how to manage whatever the husband gives them are who? The women from Quraysh. So you can have them in other places too. But this hadith, what we want from it is that from the things you look for when you want to marry a wife is that this one, because these days now they begin to say, are you marrying me so that I can just stay in the house? Yes. Are you marrying me so that I can just be cooking for you? Yes. That is the wife that I am looking for. Not me. I already have 4. I'm just telling the beginners and those of my brothers here who are just whether 1 star or 2 star. As for me, Atike Abidi Lori. So when you search for a wife, look for these things in her. Obìnrin tí wọ́n kọ́ nílé níbẹ̀ èèyàn ṣe ń jẹ́ ìyàwó. Don't look for doctor. That one doesn't have time for you. She has time for her patients. We are not saying don't marry a doctor. But those things must be there. You must show genuine concern for the home. The home. وَالْمَرْأَةُ رَعِيَةٌ فِي بَيْتِ زَوْجِهَا وَهِيَ مَسْئُولَةٌ عَنْهُ. Allah will ask you about that house. Something they will ask you about, you make it secondary. The one they didn't send you, you make it primary. Allah maja sofo. Let us set our priorities right. So a doctor, our women, sisters who are doctors, reorganize your priority. That is the point here. So the major things to search for a woman who can help you take care of your children. From 1st, 2nd child, 3rd child, they started advising her from her house. Anabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ó láwọn obìnrin tó dáa jù àwọn tí wọ́n mọ ọmọ mójútó. So tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ fẹ́yàwó obìnrin tó mọ ọmọ mójútó. Ìkejì, obìnrin tó mọ owó tọ́jú tí ò ya àpá obìnrin a máa bọ́kọ jẹ́ o. It will spoil you. It spoils Banu Israel. The Prophet said alayhi salatu wassalam. He said, فَإِنَّ فِتْنَةَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. What's the beginning of that hadith? He says, وَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا وَاتَّقُوا النِّسَاءِ. Be careful about materialism and be careful about the fitna of women. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. How? There's a riwayah by Imam Darqutni rahimahullah. It said that the fitna the women of Banu Israel brought to their men was that the wives of poor men, they were asking the wives of poor men were asking their poor husbands what rich women were getting from their rich husbands. The wife of a poor man, Alali Manjiri, you are asking from your husband something that the women of the rich are getting from their own rich husband. yóò sọkọ dẹni tí ò ní bùkátà bó lòun ṣe rówó. And the Prophet told us, alayhi salatu, the world is coming back to that too. From Alamat Sa, hadith of Abu Huraira in Sahih Muslim. He said, alayhi salatu wasalam, La yubali al-mar'u min ayna akhadha amin halalin am min haram. So one of the things that will push a man into it is when you marry a woman who will not help you organize your home, manage your little hard-earned scarce resources. She will not help you. To let us understand, the Salaf used to care for the wives they marry because they want righteous children. Where are we talking about women? Because we want righteous children. But the Salaf used to care so much. Abdurrahman ibn Abi Zinad was from amongst the Atba'u Tabi'i. His father himself, Abu Zinad, Abdullah ibn Zakwan, was from amongst the eminent scholars of Islam. He was very learned, more knowledgeable than Al-Imam Suhnun. Do we remember Suhnun? He was more knowledgeable than Abdurrahman, Abu Abdurrahman, Sahibul Ra'i, the Sheikh of Imam Malik. Rabi'ah. But in Makkah, the fatwa is for Rabi'ah. Even though Abdurrahman ibn Zakwan Abu Zinad was more knowledgeable. If you go to the tarjama of Al-Imam Abu Zinad, Abdurrahman ibn Zakwan, there is a report regarding that. It's also in the tarjama of Salim, the son of Abdullah ibn Umar. Do you know that Salim, his mother was a freed slave? Salim. Abdullah ibn Umar had a son. His name was what? Salim. His mother was a freed slave. Eruta Sodomani Yae. Oni Dio Lagbanis. Abdurrahman ibn Abi Zinad, that is Abdurrahman ibn Abdullah ibn Zakwan. says كان أهل المدينة يكرهون اتخاذ أمهات الأولاد. The people of Medina did not used to like taking Ummul Walad, marrying a slave, making her become a freed person. She has children for you. They did not used to like how married. حتى نشأ فيهم القراء الغر السادة, until some eminent reciters, knowledgeable, well-grounded people came up. The people of Medina did not used to like marrying slaves, women, until they saw some people, scholars amongst them. The first of them was Ali ibn al-Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib had a son called what? Hussein. Hussein had a son called what? Ali. He was from amongst the scholars of Medina. His mother was min Ummahatil Awlad. His mother was Walad. Please count. Ali, the son of who? Hussein. His mother was Walad. He was a great scholar of Qira'at and Fiqh in Medina. Ali ibn al-Hussein. Okay. The second person, Al-Qasim ibn Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr as-Siddiq. You remember during Hajjatul Wada, Asma bint Umays gave birth to a baby boy when they were in where? Miqat. What is the name of the Miqat? Dhul Hulayfa. Do we remember that hadith? Hajjatul Wada. That boy was called Muhammad. Muhammadun ibn Abi Bakr as-Siddiq. Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr as-Siddiq had a son called Al-Qasim. He was from amongst the biggest scholars of Medina. Al-Qasim ibn Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr as-Siddiq. His own mother too was Walad. Okay. The third person was Salim ibn Abdullah ibn Umar. Salim, one of the teachers of Al-Imam Malik. His own mother too was Walad. فَفَاقُوا أَهْلَ الْمَدِينَةِ عِلْمًا وَتُقَى وَعِبَادَةً وَوَرْعًا. These people overran the people of Medina in terms of knowledge, in terms of piety, in terms of worship, and in terms of genuine abstinence from sins in all forms. Al-war'u. فَرَغِبَ النَّاسُ حِينَئِذٍ فِي السَّرَارِ. So people begin to say, it be like saying myself, I go marry one freed slave. Why? These people, they have a tracing. Their mothers are all freed slaves. Let us too begin to marry freed slaves. What is the idea behind that? Selection of a wife. So sometimes you can have a family, maybe in the house of our chairman. I've mentioned the person that I always call our chairman. Or in the house of a brother. You find that his first daughter in the house of a husband, the child are all very learned people, righteous. Hey, the second daughter, the third daughter, and he has other girls. What should the rest of us be thinking about? We like say, I have to choose him. So it's about wife selection. Who you marry matters regarding the child you have. Who you marry has a lot of impact regarding the child you have. So if you want a righteous child, marry a good woman. If you want a righteous, pious child, marry a righteous, pious wife. If you have already married and your wife is not like being righteous, start working on her. Because if you don't work on her, if you like, carry your children to Makkah to learn, they are coming back to her. Oh, kama mami sakbere ni wala re opo Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ wàhálà wa opo. Daraballahu masalan lilladhina kafaru imra'ata nuhin wa imra'ata lut kanata tahta abdayn min ibadina salihin fakhanatahuma. The children of these two people, where did they land? Especially Noah. We clearly know that of Noah. Noah was calling his son, Ya bunayya arkam ma'ana wala takum ma'al kafir. But the influence of the mother was much. So sa'awi ila jabali ya'simuni min al-ma'. Allah says, Noah said, La asima al-yawma min amri Allahi illa ma rahim. As he was arguing with his father, hala baynahum al-mawj fakana min al-mughraqin. So the impact of a bad wife influenced the son of a messenger of Allah. You that you are not messenger of Allah, do you think that a bad wife will not influence your own son? You think that a bad wife will not influence your daughter? Continue if you think so. So if you have already married and she's not appearing pious, work on her. If you have not married at all, my dear brother, you have a chance. Don't select any less than a good, righteous woman. May Allah make it easy for us. We have finished stage 1, Abi. Stage 2. Al-inayatu bi salahil usrati min mabda'i hayati zawjiyah. Paying attention to a righteous home from the very beginning of your marital life. From the beginning. Pay good attention. You have selected a woman who wants to have righteous child like you, Abi. You want to have this one. She's not just talking it on the mouth. She wants to walk it. Oh yeah, let's start. And she truly can fulfill it. If you now want to have a child, you should have niyyatun salihah. Have good intention. Oh Allah. Let's take point 1 and 2. I said there are about 8 things under this Abi. Let's take point 1 and 2. The first one is aniyatu salihah. You should have a righteous, pious intention about your children. The mother of Maryam, who is the mother of Isa alayhi salam, Imra'atu Imran, when she wanted to have a child, what was she saying? Inni nadartu ma fi batni muharrara. Oh Allah, I vow, if you give me a good child, this twine inside my belly, it will be muharrar, it will be specifically, he will be specifically dedicated for Allah's servitude. Brothers, I don't know how many of us is intending that, Allah, if you give me child, all my children will be scholars on your deen. Are we thinking like that? We are rather dividing it. One will be doctor, one will be lawyer, one will be nurse, and what? Engineer. Another will be architect. Emma Daniare Kuda Keto Bima Ọlọ́run fún mi lọ́mọ rẹ o, ọmọ tí màá fi dojúkọ ìjọsìn fún ẹ. Let's make good intentions, and we are to have good intentions. Zachariah, what did he say? Fahabli min ladunka waliya. To do what? Yarithuni wa yarithu min ali Yaqub. So give me a son. Give me a son who will be friendly with me and obedient to you. That son, yarithuni. This job of Allah that I am doing, inviting people to Allah and teaching the people's religion, that boy will inherit the work. Koti bimao. He had not had a child. He's already intending to have that kind of a child. وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّا سُلَيْمَانَ وَأَلْقَيْنَا عَلَى كُرْسِيِّهِ جَسَدًا ثُمَّ أَنَابَ. Do we know the hadith in Sahih Muslim connected to that verse? Sulaiman, how many children did he intend to have? So that they will do what? They will be mujahiduna fi sabilillah. So if you want to have righteous children, have a righteous intention. The second point, follow it up with dua. Follow it up with dua. Make dua always. Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yunin waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. This is dua of who? Ibadur Rahman, the servants of Allah Ar-Rahman. Their major dua from it is that they say, oh Allah, hablana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yun jalna lil muttaqin. Make this dua. All of us should be making it, so that the ones we already have too will be righteous children. So it is from the way of the Salaf to do this. We mentioned some of the Anbiya. There are a lot of issues around here. وَمِمَّا رُوِيَ عَنْ عُمَرَ بْنِ الْخَطَّابِ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ. From the things that have been reported from Umar ibn al-Khattab, if I say ruwiya, you know what I mean, is that he used to say radiyallahu anhu, inni la akrahu nafsi ala al-jima' kay takhruja minni nismatun tusabbihu Allah ta'ala. Inni, it is reported that Umar would say, as for me, la akrahu nafsi, I will push myself ala al-jima', to cohabit with my wife, hatta aw kay takhruja minni nismatun tusabbihu Allah, so that I can have some children. What will they be doing? Ibadah. Tasbih is ibadah. Ya'buduna Allah la yushrikuna bihi shay'a. So these are the kinds of things that we should have. Have good intention. Follow up those good intentions with what? Good dua. The third thing I like to mention here, ittiba'u sunnati inda mu'asharati zawjiyah. Follow the sunnah when you cohabit with that your wife who is righteous. Follow sunnah. It will have impact on that child. Tarbiyatul awlad, tarbiyatul awlad. You can't plant a tree on a dry land without virtue or manure. Before you start planting, 50% of the job is that the earth where you are planting should be what? Vegetative and fertile. Then you take care of the beginning of the planting before you leave it and only begin to water it. So follow the sunnah. If you want to cohabit with your wife, follow sunnah. Don't go mad and crazy. Follow the sunnah. Abdullah ibn Abbas reports from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, لو أن أحدكم إذا أتى أهله قال, if it were that any one of you, when he comes upon his family, would say, Bismillah, Allahumma jannibna shaitan, wa jannib shaitana, ma razaqtana, faqudiya baynahuma waladun, lam yadurrahu shaitanu abada. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if any of you, when you come to your family, you say, Allahumma jannibna shaitan wa jannib shaitana ma razaqta. If you say that, faqudiya baynahuma waladun, and then Allah preordains qudiya bay. You see, because you can come there and there is no qada'u for you. Why? Yahabu liman yasha'u. Allah does what he wills. So if he now preordains that you have a child and you do that dua, lam yadurrahu shaitan. Shaitan will not cause harm to that child. In some reports it says lam yadurrahu shaitanu abada. In some reports it says lam yadurrahu shaitanu bi'idhnillah. The riwayat of this hadith. The hadith occurs in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, in a lot of books of hadith. If you come to your family, what do you say? Bismillah, Allahumma jannibna shaitan. Oh Allah, jannibna shaitan. Put us, myself and my wife, put us away from shaitan. Wa jannib shaitana ma razaqtana. What you will give us to distance this child also from shaitan. If you do so, lam yadurrahu shaitan. Shaitan will not affect that child. So let's not forget it. In some riwayah it says lam yusallitu alayhi shaitan. Shaitan will not be made to overrun that child. He can come and start making wasawis. Do this, do that. But that shaitan will have galaba on him. No. Shaitan will not have galaba. Does that affect the tarbiyah of the child or not? If you leave it and anything happens, shaitan will be, as you are saying, oh my son, pray, observe salah, shaitan too is telling him his own. So if you want to nurture your child well, prepare the grounds well so that the boy can be helped. There is fa'ida nafisa for tulab al-ilm. Al-Imam al-Kirmani rahimahullah, Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar said, Afad al-Kirmani rahimahullah, Al-Imam Shamsuddin al-Kirmani, from amongst those who did a sharh of Sahih al-Bukhari before Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar was who? Shamsuddin al-Kirmani. He has a sharh of Sahih al-Bukhari. What did he call it? Al-Kawkab al-Darrari fi sharhi Sahih al-Bukhari. He said, أنه رأى في نسخة قرأت على الفرابري. Al-Imam al-Kirmani said, he saw في نسخة قرأت على الفرابري, in one of the nusakh, one of the copies of Sahih al-Bukhari, قرأت على الفرابري, that was read to Al-Imam al-Firabri. Ikhwa. If Malan keeps Sahih al-Bukhari now, we want to start reading this book. Shamawa for as long as he is reading to us. Shamawa. Shani Soposua. Salaf, they used to read study books with the ulama. Hadith by hadith. One by one. Al-Imam al-Firabri is the one who reported Sahih al-Bukhari to us from al-Bukhari himself. Muhammad ibn Yusuf, Abu Abdullah al-Firabri. He heard Sahih al-Bukhari from Al-Imam al-Bukhari twice. Once in Firabra and the other in Al-Bukhara itself. And it was to him that Al-Imam al-Bukhari handed his copy of Sahih. Al-Jami' al-Sahih al-Musnad al-Mukhtasar min ahadisi Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ayyamihi wa sunanihi. This is the title of Sahih Bukhari. wọ́n ní tó bá ṣe pé Buhari ló kọ́ ni ṣé yóò sọ pé Sahih Bukhari àìmọ̀kan ló ń dà yín láàmú. Sahih al-Bukhari, its name is al-Jami'u as-Sahihu al-Musnadu al-Mukhtasaru min sunani Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam min ahadithi Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ayyamihi wa sunanihi. This is the name of that book we now summarily call Sahih al-Bukhari. This book, al-Bukhari taught it. Kẹ̀sẹ̀ kó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wá fi pamọ́. Àwọn kan wá di wọ́n pè ní sẹ́gbà là. Ńgbà tó kọ́ tán ó kọ́ àwọn èèyàn ní tírà yìí. Àwọn tí Bukhari kọ́ ní tírà yìí ju 90,000 lọ. Ara wọn ni Muhammad ibn Yusuf al-Firabri. Ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì lòun gbà Sahih Bukhari lọ́dọ̀ Bukhari. Ó gbà Sahih Bukhari délẹ̀. Tí ìsọ̀n tí ó gbà Sahih Bukhari lọ́dọ̀ lè mú fún wa ní mọ́sáàsì o. Àwa ò ní time fún yẹn o. Àlèmọ́mù sì wà ní mọ́sáàsì is waiting for the person. So okay Buhari máa bọ̀ wá ké. Firabri ké lẹ́ẹ̀mejì lọ́dọ̀ Bukhari. Ẹ̀rí pa àwọn sálàfù gbìyànjú. No be mouth to be sálàfì o. Ìyẹn ló gán tó lé àwọn ẹlòmíì kúrò nù sàlàfíà nígbà tí wọ́n bá yọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kọ́. So Muhammad ibn Yusuf al-Firabri, Abu Abdullah, he collected Sahih Bukhari from al-Imam al-Bukhari, Muslim, from Bukhari. And he read it with him twice. Once in Bukhara, the last one in Bukhara, the first one where? Firabri. Now, al-Imam al-Firabri himself, he had 8 students who took Sahih Bukhari from him. One of them was al-Imam al-Mustamli. We also had al-Imam Abu al-Haytham al-Kushmihani. He reported Sahih Bukhari directly from Muhammad ibn Yusuf al-Firabri. Who reported from who? Bukhari himself. There were about 8 of them. We have al-Imam al-Sarakhsi. He also reported from them. Now let me use the isnad of Abu al-Haytham al-Kushmihani. Abu al-Haytham al-Kushmihani had a student. Her name is Karimatu al-Kushmihaniya. Karima al-Kushmihaniya al-Kiram. She was in Makkah, she was teaching Sahih Bukhari. It was from Karima al-Kushmihaniya that al-Khatib al-Baghdadi learned Sahih Bukhari. We know Khatib al-Baghdadi abi. Shaykh Bukhari ti fẹ́ dọ́dọ̀ wa tán. Tí wọ́n ti dọ́dọ̀ Khatib al-Baghdadi. Wọ́n ní wọ́n kàn járí ń bì kan. Àìmọ̀kan ni o. Wọ́n kàn járí Bukhari bì kankan. Ó ní isnad. Bukhari, Sahih al-Bukhari itself has asanid. Apart from Ibn Yusuf al-Firabri, Abdullah Muhammad ibn Yusuf, there was al-Imam al-Nasafi. He also reported directly from al-Bukhari. Rahimahullah. Ẹlòmíì mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ yóò rò pé òun sọ̀rọ̀. Kirmani said rahimahullah, from the nuskha that was read to Firabri, they saw something there. What was it? In the Hamish, in the footnote, they saw something there that Qila li Abi Abdullah. Al-Imam al-Bukhari was asked, Man la yuhsinu al-Arabiyyata يقول بالفارسية اللهم جنبنا الشيطان وجنب الشيطان ما رزقتنا. If I don't know the Larabawa, tabati dide nisin, people will come to Imam àdúrà tán sọ èmi ò mọ̀ Larabawa o. So they asked al-Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah, the one who does not know it in Arabic, can I say it in Farisiya? Like asking, can I say it in Yoruba or can I say it in English? Qala na'am. Imam al-Bukhari said yes. So for those of us, if you don't know this dua in Arabic, you can say it in your language. Who said we can do that? Al-Bukhari, Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Ibrahim ibn al-Mughira ibn Bardiz al-Bukhari. So these are the things we must make sure we pay attention to. Number 3. Number 4, ittiba'u sunan al-wilada. When you cohabit your wife, number 3, Abi, follow sunnah. When you now also give birth to the child, follow sunnah. Tell sunnah. Like saying that the plant has started to come out from the earth now, fresh. Follow the sunnah. These issues, they are very brief issues. Because of time, I'll just brush through them. The first thing you have to pay attention to is at-tahniq. Look for unrighteous people. Imam Nawawi sọ pé súnà ni o. Àwọn sàábé máa ń gbé ọmọ wá nàbì kan. Abu Musa al-Ashari had a son called what? Ibrahim. When he gave birth to that boy, he was looking for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Make tahniq. The Prophet chewed dates and dropped the sweetness of the date on the palate of that boy. Ibrahim. The husband of Sulaim, what's his name? Abu Talha. He had a son called who? Abdullah. Anas ibn Malik was the one who carried that boy to the Prophet. My mother has given birth to a baby. Radiyallahu anhu. The Prophet named that boy Abdullah. He chewed the dates. He rubbed it. Make tahniq. Brothers, make tahniq. Make tahniq. The Prophet used to do it. The companions used to do it. Our Salaf were upon it. Make tahniq. When Asma'u bint Abi Bakr al-Siddiq gave birth to Abdullah ibn Zubayr, they took it to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu. So make tahniq and pray for that child. The second thing I like to mention from Sunanu al-Wilada is at-ta'awidhu min ash-shaytan, asking Allah to protect that child against shaitan. We know that dua. The Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, because of time, used to say to Al-Hasan and Hussein, u'idhukuma bikalimatillah hittama min kulli shaitanin wahama wa min kulli aynin lama. Ìjọ tẹ́ bí ma ojúkójú ń bọ̀ wá wò. Ìjọ tẹ́ bí ma. Wọ́n ti bí ma wọ́n ń bọ̀. Táwọn yẹn ò bá wá wà, ojú ẹni náà máa bà nǹkan ẹni jẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ Ibn al-Qayyim sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú Tibb an-Nabawi. Ojú èèyàn gan máa bà nǹkan dé èèyàn gan jẹ́. So wá ìṣọ̀fọ̀ ọmọ rẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ti ń bí ọmọ báyìí tó ń jáde báyìí. U'izuka aw u'izuki bi kalimatillahi at-tamma min kulli shaitan. Riwaya náà wá pẹ̀lú ifrad. So kò ní kó jẹ́ u'izukuma. Ó lè jẹ́ u'izuka tàbí u'izuki. Kalimatillahi at-tamma min kulli shaitanin wahama min kulli aynin allama. Wá aṣọ fọ́mọ yẹn o. Tó bá wá mẹ́lẹ̀ ó sàmọ́ Falaki àti Nas kàkó fẹ́ sọ́mọ ìlà. Anabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in a hadith reported by Imam al-Nasai in his Sunan, he says, ma ta'awwadha muta'awwidhun bimithlihima. Olùwàṣọ kan kò ní tí ó fi wáṣọ tó tó nǹkan méjì, Falak àti Nas. So wáṣọ fọmọ yìí àwọn súnà tá a tẹ̀lé ńgbà tá a bá ṣe ìbímọ nìyẹn. Ìkẹta at-tasmiyatu, sọmọ rẹ ló kọ rí. Sọmọ rẹ ló kọ rí. Ní ìsinyìí Google àwọn wákà. Abubakar wà ń lẹ́ o, Abdullah, Omar wà ń bẹ́ o, Usman wà ń bẹ́ o, Ali wà ń bẹ́ o, Saad wà ń bẹ́ o, Zaid wà ń bẹ́ o. Gbogbo àwọn sàábé 12,000 àti ó lé ló kọ sàábé tí Ibn Hajar kọ nínú as-Sahaba tó sọ̀rọ̀ wọn náà sàábé ànábì sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ìwọ wá bí mẹ́yọ kan ó wá rí kankan nu gbogbo 12,000 yìí sọ ọmọ rẹ̀ ó wà á máa wọ́ kọ́ká nínú Google. Mo sọ fẹ́ nìkan Ọlọ́run kó là wá kó nu àbúrò àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ẹ́ máa sọ ọmọ wọn ní Messi nìsín. Àrùn ni o. Ofonio, sọmọ rẹ ló kọ gidi. It will have impact on that child. If not for time, I would have said some things. Children with particular names have particular features. If you look at it, you've seen it. Name your child with good names. The Salaf were upon that. There are athar here, but for time. There is something we do where we just have a child, but that thing lacks any basis. They say call the adhan on the right ear, call ikoma on the left ear. Lọ́dọ̀ tiwa kìí ṣe pé gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ hadith nìkan ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ hadithun sahihun thabitun an rasulillah alayhi salatu. kì í ṣe pé hadith kan ó gbọ́dọ̀ fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀. so kì í ṣe pé súnà là ó gbọ́dọ̀ fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀. ṣó ẹjọ́ ntẹ́ pé súnà òun ṣó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀. So there are no ahadithu sahiha. Scholars, the ulama say there are no ahadithu sahiha that establish adhan on the right ear, iqama on the left ear. From those who said that was Sheikh Bakr ibn Abdullah Abu Zayd in his book Tashih al-Dua. Others too said it, but that is the one that came to my mind now. Rahimahumullah. At-tasmiyatu, let me quickly mention around that. You can name your child the first day. You can name him on the 7th day now, ko. If major tabi ijo keje. Lẹ́yìn al-halku, ìfarun àmọ́ farun fọ́mọ ní ijo keje. There's a hadith scholars refer to as hadithu akiko, hadith of Samurai ibn Jundub. It has a lot of issues from Al-Hasan al-Basri. Hadith occurs in Sunan Abi Dawud, Musnadan, and it occurs in Sahih Bukhari, Mu'allaqan. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, Kullu gulamin rahinatun bi aqiqatihi tuzbahu anhu yawma sabi'ihi wa yusamma fihi wa yuhlaku ra'sahu. We know this hadith, so we should follow all these sunan. Perhaps what I'll just mention around that is what I don't want us to ask me at question time. What's that? Should we shave the hairs of girls? If we have a girl, should we shave our hairs too? Well, if you go back to the books of Lola, Gulam also covers girls. I think that solves the problem. He says, وَيُحْلَقُ رَأْسَهُ. Shave the hairs of that gulam. That word gulam also covers the girls. If you now want to say girls are not involved, bring nas. Al-nasul mukhrij. The nafs that will remove girls from that general text. Allahu alam. I think that will suffice on that. But don't forget akiko. Go slaughter the ram. Make akiko. When you slaughter that ram, tushra'ul walimatu fiha. It's allowed to invite the people to eat food. It has impact on that child. There's a tabi'i called, he met over 70 companions. Tabi'i. He met over 70 amongst the companions of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. His name is Muawiyah ibn Qurra ibn Iyas. Muawiyah ibn Qurra. He has a son called Iyas. When he gave birth to that boy called Iyas, he cooked some food. Then he invited some companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, "Da'awtu nafara min ashabin Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam." I called some companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fa'at'amtuhum. I provided them food. Fada'aw. And they began to make dua. فَقُلْتُ إِنَّكُمْ قَدْ دَعَوْتُمْ. I said, you have all been making dua for this boy. وَإِنِّي إِنْ أَدْعُوا بِهِ. If I make dua, or in أَدْعُوا بِدُعَائٍ. If I make dua for this boy, فَأَمِّنُوا. Emma ban Samuel. Some young boy say, "Ami ten sing but ever she drown." Imboletiri. Tani wato mbere. Abati gbori. Young boys. Nite ba ti ṣàdúrà tán. Ami ten sing but ever ṣàdúrà tán. Ke o sami lẹ́yìn àdúrà wọ́n ní bolatiri gbọ́ ilé o. Muawiya ibn Qurra sọ fáwọn sahabi Ànábì sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ẹ tin ṣàdúrà fọ́mọ ìlátẹ̀ka. Èmi náà fẹ́ ṣàdúrà fún un fọlọ́nbẹ̀yìn tí n bá ti ń ṣàdúrà fún ẹ máa bá ń sọ wípé àmín ṣé ó gba afárò yìí gbọ́ àwọn onígbà fún un. Tẹ́lẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ pilẹ̀ rẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ló máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí o tẹ́ ẹ máa rò pé ẹ tí ì tó máa fọwọ́ lálẹ̀ nídìí ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ tí ì tó máa fọwọ́ lálẹ̀ wọ́n ní kíní kan ò sí kò sẹ́ẹ̀rì fún un ẹ̀rí mélòó ni wọ́n rí ṣé ètò gọ́gù tó rí o wàláhì ọkà gọ́gù ẹ̀ ni. ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ eléyìí fún wa. ìkánú àwọn àgbàfà ni pàtàkì jùlọ nínú tahqiq hadisi àwọn nusus hadisiya kutubu turaf wọ́n pe àfáà ní Dr. Bashar Awad Maruf. Dr. Bashar Awad Maruf ni wọ́n pe àfáà náà. ó ṣiṣẹ́ tó pọ̀ ṣáàmà tahzibul kamal fi asma'ir rijal ti Jamaluddin al-Mizzi 35 volumes àfáà ló ṣe tahqiq. ó ṣe Tarikhul Islam Imam al-Zahabi 25 volumes àfáà ló ṣe tahqiq. ó ṣe Siyaru Alamin Nubala 28 volumes àfáà ló ṣe tahqiq. ṣàmùgbà tó gba PhD 1975 ní Bashar gba PhD. ó wá ní tírà kan ó pè ní al-Musnadul Musannaful Mu'allalu 45 volumes. mi nǹkan sọ ọ́ mo ní o gbogbo eléyìí tí mo sọ mo ní o kejì kí wọ́n kàn sọ pé wọ́n kàn pé volume a kàn pé o. kí ló fẹ́ ṣe nínú Musnadul Musannaf? ní tí mo sọ lọ́ọ̀bẹ̀ ni wípé kò dáa kọ́dọ̀ ọmọkùnrin kékeré máa fọwọ́ lálẹ́ pé nǹkan ò sí, torí pé àwọn tó ké ó dójú ẹ̀ gan wọn kì í sọ pé kò sí, ó lóòrí ni. tó bá fẹ́ sọ pé kò sí ó ní àwọn àfáà ní ò sí o, ó wà sọ àfáà lágbájá sọ pé kò sí, ó ní máa sọ pé kò sẹ́ẹ̀rì fún ìwọ ta ni ó tí ì tó lọ́rọ̀. Bashar rahima hafizahullah sí wà láyé o, kò yẹ sì ṣe pé ẹnìkan tá a kàn sọ èmi ti rí bàbá yìí rí lẹ́ẹ̀mejì o, mo rí Nàìjíríà mo rí Cairo. bàbá yìí ṣe tírà al-Musnadul Musannaful Mu'allal 45 volumes. any hadith tẹ́ bá ka hadith kan báyìí gbogbo ibi tí hadith yẹn ti jáde ní ẹ̀rí inú Musnad Musannaful Mu'allal pẹ̀lú volume and page. kódà tí lafzu bá yàtọ̀ síra wọn ẹ̀rí mẹ́ ní lágbájá sọ pé báyìí ni lágbájá sọ pé báyìí ni lágbájá sọ pé báyìí ẹ̀rí mẹ́. ṣé wàá mọ̀ ní ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́ bá wo hadith mẹ́ tẹ́ pé ẹ ti rí gbogbo àṣà nídìí àti gbogbo ibi tó ti jáde àbí wàláyé tẹ́ bá lọ wọnú Irwal Galil bàbá Albani ó tún mú bí kan wá tí Bashar ò mú wá gba ilé ìkan so báwọn yẹn ṣe jíndò nínú ìmọ̀ tó wọ́n kì í sọ pé nǹkan ò sí. tó o bá ka Musnadul Musannaful Mu'allal mú gbọ́ nímọ̀ràn jọ ká Irwal Galil náà mà bó ṣe wá rí mẹ́rin náà bàbá náà tún láwọn táwọn náà rí tí àtàn ṣe lórí àwọn nǹkan tí al-Imam al-Albani tí àwọn sọ pé àwọn ò rí tí mo ní ojú mẹ́rin lọ pé Sheikh sọ pé àwọn ò rí lè answer ni ẹni yẹn náà tún kọ yóò dá dúró níbi tóun náà bá rí dé. a kì í fọwọ́ lálẹ̀ nídìí ẹ̀kọ́. wọ́n ní tá a bá ṣàdúrà ń bọ̀ láti rí pé ká máa sọ àmì ara ẹ̀ ní o. Muawiya ibn Qurra tábìí ni àwọn sàbẹ̀ tó pàdé ju 70 lọ. ó wá sọ fún wọn níjọ́ tó bí ọmọ rẹ̀ tó ń jẹ́ Iyas. ó ní in ad'u bidu'a'in fa aminu tí n bá ṣàdúrà fún ọmọ yìí ọmọ bá ń sọ pé kí ni o àmín. ó ní qala fada'awtu lahu bidu'a'in kathirin fi dinihi wa aklihi wa kadha wa kadha. níjọ́ náà mo wá ṣàdúrà fún ọmọ náà fi dinihi ọlọ́run ṣẹ́rí pé àwọn sálàf kí ni wọ́n máa ń tìwà síwájú dín ẹ̀sìn wa aklihi ọlọ́run jọmọ yìí jọlọpọlọ wa kadha mo sọ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan. àfáà ní fa inni la ata'arrafu alayhi du'a yawma idhin fa inni la ata'arrafu alayhi du'a yawma idhin. àwọn àdúrà tí mo ṣe ń jọ yẹn mo mà rí lápẹ́ mo ń wo sàkún ìlápá tí àdúrà yìí ṣé ẹ máa tún máa kẹ́yìn owó sàkún nǹkan èkó mo wá ó mo ń rí sàkún mo wo sàkún ìlápá tí àdúrà yìí tó ṣe kíni tó lápá lára ọmọ kí mo fẹ́ fàyọ̀ ń bẹ̀ tá a bá ṣe àkíkọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ káwọn àfa ò ṣàdúrà fún wọn àwọn tá a bá rí sí ẹni rẹ láàrin wa ó súnmọ́ kí ẹ fàyẹ̀ rẹ ẹ ṣàdúrà a máa ṣàmì bàbá ọmọ náà ṣàdúrà a máa ṣàmì àwa máa retí ìlápa re fún àdúrà yẹn lára yóò kún tarbiyatul awlad àbí òní kún yóò kún. mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ al-khalq etí ìgbà tún mention tí ìgbà tún mẹ́nuba ó ní al-khitan ẹ̀jẹ̀ adábẹ́ àmọ́ gbọ́rọ̀ dábẹ́ mọ́ o torí àwọn òfin ìjọba. ètò kéré jù ni pé ká sọ pé sunna ni ìdábẹ́ fóbìnrin, ètò kéré jù bí ó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. àwọn tó sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ àyàn ni wà láàrin àwọn àfa ọ ìdábẹ́ fóbìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni fún ọkùnrin. ẹ jẹ́ ká gbìyànjú inú sunna ẹ̀sìn wa ni ìdábẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe ẹ̀jẹ̀ awẹ́ tó mọṣẹ́ ẹ̀ o ẹ̀jẹ̀ awẹ́ tó mọṣẹ́ ẹ̀. tura anabi sallallahu alaihi wa sallam obìnrin tó mọṣẹ́ yẹn ló ń ṣe ní Madina, síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ anabi tún fà á létí sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. ó sọ fún ó ní ikhfadi wàlá tanhaki, ikhfadi rọra gé lókè ni o wàlá tanhaki má gé wọlé o gé lókè nìkè kó wá jẹ́ ní tó tún mọṣẹ́ yẹn. sunna ìsìláàmù ni dídábẹ́ yóò padà lápá lára tẹ́rẹ́bíyà ọmọ yẹn o padà lápá. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọbìnrin tẹ́ ń rí títì tó ń sunlé ọkùnrin ká àìdábẹ́ kún o ẹgbọ́n mi o àìdábẹ́ ṣe kí ni ó kún ṣé a gbọ́ Yorùbá ẹ̀ ó kún yẹn kìí ṣe pé nítorí pé wọn ò dábẹ́ nìkan ṣùgbọ́n ara tó ń fà á ní kí ni o àìdábẹ́. Ibnul Qayyim sọ rahimahullah ní táwọn obìnrin ò bá dábẹ́ wọn ò yá nǹkan. obìnrin ti yá nǹkan sí àbí wọn ò yá nǹkan. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn obìnrin yá nǹkan, ọmọbìnrin yá nǹkan títí ọmọ 13 14 nísìn bíra ni wọ́n ń dánwò. ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn teachers wọn ní school wọn sọ Ọlọ́run kó ṣàánú wa. eléyìí jẹ́ ìpele kejì nínú ìpele àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí a fẹ́ sọ. ìpele àkọ́kọ́ ni ká wò dáadáa ká tó fẹ́. ìkejì ni pé ńgbà tá a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésí ayé ìlọ́mọ yẹn tá a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésí ayé lọ́kọláya yẹn ká mójútó àwọn sunna kan. we should take care of some of the sunnah when we start having children. We should do that for every child that we have, as we have tried to remind us. The fourth issue, the third issue. This third issue has 7 issues. I'll quickly mention them. The first one is ta'limuhumul imana wa arkan al-Islam. Teach your children iman and arkanul Islam. This is from the way of the Salaf. They grow up their child, they teach them iman. Do we remember Luqman alayhi salam? He was salih. Cool. So don't mind my way alayhi salam. It does not mean nubuwa or risala. Luqman, what did Allah say to him? إذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. And then he continued. Let me mention it. ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه. All of these. وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك. All these are اعتراض. Ulama says اعتراض. That is further explanations of إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. Where his statement continued is that يا بني إنها إن تكن مثقال حبة من خردل فتكون في صخرة. Like that. He started teaching him adab. We are coming to that. But what did he start with? At-Tawheed, Al-Iman. Ikhwa, teach your children from a very young age. The boy started talking. Tell him to say La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Teach that boy to say it. He will pick it from you. Then tell him about Allah in your language. Tó bá ṣe pé yóò bẹ ẹdẹ ló gbọ́ ni sọ́ọ̀sì ọmọ mi ta ló dá ẹ Ọlọ́run ló dá ọ Ọlọ́run ló ṣe kí ni máa ròyìn Ọlọ́run fún ọmọ rẹ. àwọn ẹni ṣáájú máa ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. ìkànnì wọn ni Luqman ta sẹ́yìn. Anabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kí ló sọ fún Abdullahi ibn Abbas ó ní ya gulam inni u'allimuka kalima. ó sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ́ nígbàgbọ́. Teach your children iman. Teach them iman. Jundub ibn Abdullah radiyallahu anhu, this hadith occurs in Sunan ibn Majah. He said kunna gilmanan hazawira kunna gilmana. We were young boys. Hazawira. Our age was coming near bulug. We were almost getting matured. Ma Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At that time, we were with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَيُعَلِّمُنَا الْإِيمَانَ قَبْلَ الْقُرْآنِ. فَيُعَلِّمُنَا الْإِيمَانَ. The Prophet will teach us what? Iman. Brothers, teach your children Iman. Women, teach your children Iman. Don't just teach them fine cloth, fine shoe, fine. You know women? They always ask them, don't worry, I'll buy you a fine shoe. Májèlé jẹ́ pé yẹn nìkan lọ̀rọ̀ tó mọ ọmọ sọ. Kọ́ ọmọ yẹn jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run ló dáhùn. Ọlọ́run yìí tó dáhùn yìí ó dáhùn kó o lè bá a jọ́sìn fún. Tí ẹ̀rọ ìyá kan sọ fún mi lánàá. Ó ní ọmọ òun wá sọ fún òun wípé ìyá mi ọmọ yìí ò tí ì pé ọmọ ọdún 5 ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ pé ọmọ ọdún 4 ni. Ọlọ́mọ yẹn sọ fún òun pé ìyá mi kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ máa ń sọ pé ká má ṣe báyìí ká má ṣe báyìí, kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ fi wálẹ̀ ká má ṣe tó wù wá. Ọmọ ọdún 4 ń bìyẹ́ ẹ lé pé kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ fi wálẹ̀ ká má ṣe tó wù, kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ máa ń sọ pé má ṣe lè ẹ fi wálẹ̀ ká má ṣe tó wù wá. Ìrònú kan ló rò débẹ̀ o tó fi ń sọ pé ẹ fi wálẹ̀ ká má ṣe tó wù wá. Ayahsabu al-insanu an yutraka suda yani la yu'maru wa la yunha. Ẹrù pé àní sọ fún yín kékeré ẹrù pé àfihàn lẹ̀ rẹ̀ ó túmọ̀ sí pé ọkàn yẹn ti ń béèrè kí ló fà á, yóò ti máa béèrè nǹkan míì náà tí yóò sọ fún ìyá rẹ̀. Máa bá ọmọ rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbàgbọ́, tójò bá rọ̀ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé ta ló rọ̀ òjò, tí irúgbìn bá ń wìn tó bá wù ta ló wù irúgbìn, ta ló dá odò, ta ló dá sánmà, ta ló dá ilẹ̀, ta ló dá gbogbo èèyàn, gbogbo ẹni tó wá dá gbogbo nǹkan yìí kí ló dá fún. Máa kọ́ ọmọ rẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìyá mi ẹ gbà mí láyè kí n sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Nígbà tí mo wà ní kékeré bàbá mi ó wá pè mí pé kí n wá, wọ́n gbé Kùránì Yorùbá fún mi. Wàyí kọ́lá Lukumanu lè ní yìí yẹn wọ́n ní kí n kà fáwọn. Kò níye ìgbà wàláhì ká kí n lọ. Tọ́mátì ní nígbà tí Lukumanu wá ń sọ fún ọmọ rẹ̀ báyìí pé yàrá dódódódódó. Nígbà tí ABDURRAUF náà wá ń sọ fún ọmọ rẹ̀ báyìí pé wàláhì wa rabbil Kaaba ẹbí àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi léèrè èmi especially. Nígbà tí ABDURRAUF náà wá ń sọ fún ọmọ rẹ̀ báyìí pé ó ní mo rántí lónìí ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ ọmọ wa nígbàgbọ́, ká máa darí ọkàn wọn padà sí ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́run ní máa ṣe nǹkan, Ọlọ́run ní máa pèsè fún yàn, Ọlọ́run ní máa gbà nǹkan, Ọlọ́run ní máa ràn yàn lọ́wọ́, Ọlọ́run ló tó gbára lé. Tell your children about Allah. Start with Rububiyah, end with Tawheed al-Ibadah. When you finish, Allah does this, Allah does. End it with, why is He now doing it? He alone should be worshipped. The Salaf were upon that. We have athar, but we have to proceed. Likewise, Arkanul Islam, Salat. Are we teaching children Salat? Wait, hey, come. Kirun war. Start teaching your children Salah from the very early age. There are narrations. Nafi Mawla Abdullah ibn Umar. You know Nafi, Sheikh of Imam Malik. He said, Abdullah ibn Umar, يُعَلِّمُ الصَّبِيَّ الصَّلَاةِ إِذَا عَرَفَ يَمِينَهُ مِنْ شِمَالِهِ. Once a child begins to know his right from his left, Ibn Umar, he starts teaching the children Salah. The first two must quickly pay attention to. Teach them Iman, teach them Salat, teach them Siyam, teach them Hajj, Hatta Hajj. Ibn Umar will take his children for Hajj. He'll be telling them, this is how to do this one is how to do it. And those things are from Sha'irullah. I think we can proceed. The second thing around that we must pay good attention to Ikhwan. From the things that we should build our children upon is that we must make them say adhkar. What must we do? Teach the children adhkar. Make them say adhkar. Teach your children. Women, They are in the best position. Teach them adhkar. Let your children know adhkar. Adhkar of sleeping, adhkar of waking up, adhkar of adhkar. And let them know how efficacious it is. And wallahi, adhkars are very, very efficacious. I narrated a story to my brothers when we were coming yesterday. During the Ife Modakeke war, do we know that crisis? One of our brothers is a medical doctor now. At that time, one of the towns I don't want to mention, they will come and stay at university gate, expecting students who are from the other town. So once they come out, they catch them. Do we understand? Now there is university, there is teaching hospital. You know, medical students must go to the teaching hospital. They now wait for them at the gate. This brother did not know. He knew they would wait. So he disguised, he was wearing a face cap. Brother knew. Well, I'm sure most of us will know him. He's a doctor now. There are people who know this story. Yeah. He came out. They stopped the vehicle he was in. They looked in the vehicle like this, but they didn't see our brother. They were just looking like this. Doni, I've been asking him, Afawa, kilo sonjo and not self yele. No worry. Inkati baba finje. Till today he has not told us what it was. But askars are very efficacious. His classmates, they took that boy away. Till today, nobody knows where that boy is. But for him, Allah made him to escape. Wallahi, adhkars are very, very efficacious. Teach your children adhkar from a very young age. Teach them to depend on relying on Allah for protection. Teach them. It's a matter of discussing with them. But women have very big roles here. Téèyàn ò bá níyàwó gidi gbogbo eléyìí tá à ń sọ yìí pípọn mi ságbọ̀n ni o. Tó o bá ń kọ́ ọmọ rẹ lọ́lọ́run yóò máa kọ́ ọmọ rẹ ní ayé. Ó wàá sọ fọmọ rẹ ṣe tọ́lọ́run ọmọ sọ pé òun ò ṣe. Ọlọ́run má fẹ́ lè ṣe fìtínà fún wa o. Also from the things we must teach children, as-sabru ala ta'at. In the morning we are going for Salatul Fajr. Don't say it is cold. Take your children with you to Salatul Fajr. I don't want him to have pneumonia. I don't want to. Make that boy wake up. If you don't want him to wear pneumonia, look for rub. Let him rub his body. Wear how many clothes? 4. Let him wear 10. Make sure that boy or girl goes for Salatul Fajr, especially boys. You get them used to going to the masjid. Don't help them find excuses why they should not go to the masjid. You want to full excuse lónìí pé tutu mú tó bá dọ̀la tó dàgbà tí nǹkan ò ṣe yóò wá excuse fúnra rẹ̀ o. Ẹ fa àwọn ọmọ ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín dún ní mọ́mọ́sáàsì àti àwọn ìjókòó bíi báyìí. If I come to gatherings like this, if I see children, I'm happy. Ṣé báwọn ọmọ kan wà ní bọ́ọ̀lù tán pariwo Ronaldo mẹ́? So let them get used to it. And if you think that they are in a haste, Daddy, let's go, buy a biscuit. Once you spend 20 minutes, give him something. He's eating it. He starts seeing that he wants to get tired again. The early Muslims used to do that about their children when they fast. Help them like to sustain a stay upon obedience to Allah. The 4th or 5th thing I like to mention. تعليمهم مجانبة أهل الكفر والبدع. مجانبة أهل الكفر والبدع. Teach your children to avoid kuffar and the people of innovations. Awantiwala ku ọmọ wa lọ́dọ̀ kèfèrí. The Salaf used to teach their children. Lágbájá èèyàn burúkú ni o. Lágbájá èèyàn báyìí ni o. Lágbájá. Do we know Amr ibn Ubayd? Amr ibn Ubayd was a ras in I'tizal. Those people who don't believe in Al-Qadr. Do we know Hadith al-Sadiq al-Masduq? Hadith ibn Mas'ud. Wahab ibn Munabbi reported from him. Al-Amash reported from him. And so on up to Imam Bukhari. This man, he says he does not believe in Qadr. You know what he does not believe in that hadith? Hadith al-Sadiq al-Masduq. ثم يؤمر بأربع كلمات بكتب رزقه وأجله وعمله وشقي أو سعيد. He said this thing is a lie. Only irony. He now saying Al-A'mash reported from Ibn Munabbi. He said لو لقيت الأعمش لكذبته. If I meet A'mash, I'll tell him that you are a liar. You see, A'mash was reporting from Wahab. See, if I meet him, I'll tell he's a liar. So he was reporting from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. He said, لَوْ لَكِئْتُ ibn Mas'udin لَقُلْتُ لَهُ أَنْتَ كَذَّابٌ. He was reporting from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you know what he said? He says, لَوْ لَكِئْتُ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ لَرَدَدْتُ عَلَيْهِ أَرَاكِنُ طيب. They say Allah gave wahyu to the Prophet to say that, alayhi salatu. You know what he said? He says, يَوْمَ لَكِيتُ اللَّهِ أَقُولُ لَهُ لَيْسَ عَلَى هَذَا أَخَذْتُ الْمِثَاقِ. You know mithaq we took with Allah. Hey, when we took mithaq, it was not upon Qadar. Qadar is not involved. He said that is what he said to Allah. One day, he was walking on the street. Do we sa manti musadebe ko ma re nigbagbo ko si ma juwe awon eyan buruku fun gba so lawon ele eyan buruku ni won o kèfèrí lawon ele sharrul bariya ni awon ele o. If we read lam yakuni alladhina kafaru min ahli kitabi now, are we not going to say kufar? Ulaika hum sharrul bariya. Should you not tell your child about Sharul Bariya? Keferi, Sharul Bariya ni wọ́n. Ìyẹn burúkú ni wọ́n. Àwọn náà burú jù lẹ́yìn tó ń rìn lórílẹ̀. Keferi. Lẹ́yìn wọn àwọn ní bídíà. Àwọn yẹn burú. So one day, Hamad ibn Zayd, Imam. Hamad ibn Zayd, he said, Kuntu Gulaman. Al-Kutab. I was a little young boy in the Kutab. Kutab is the place where they learn to memorize Quran, learn to read Arabic. But they taught them Iman. You see what happened. So Amr ibn Ubayd was passing by. He held Hamad ibn Zayd. He says, Ya Gulayhim. Oh small boy. Mada taqulu fi da'wah. What will you say about a da'wah? What benefit does a da'wah bring? Hamad was a little young boy in Kutabu. He answered Ra'sul Bid'ah fi waqtihi. Amr ibn Ubayd. You know what he said to him? He says, Ad-da'watu 'ammatun. Da'wah is for everybody. Wal minnatu khasa. But the favor to accept da'wah, it is Allah that bestowed that one. What is he telling him about? Al-Qadar. He says, Ad-da'watu amma. I always say this. I say it to my children a lot. Gbogbo èèyàn ni ó kéwò. Àwọn tó kéwò pọ̀ ni. Ẹ má jà lọ àsìkò tiwa yìí. Àwọn Sheikh Albani rahimahullah lásìkò tiwọn ṣáwọn nìkan náà lọ ilé kéwò ni. Àwọn yòókù ńkọ́. Where are the rest? So he said to him, Ad-da'watu amma. Pika ṣe wá sí, that's general. Wal minnatu khasa. But who is it who will benefit from the lectures, from the sermons, from that one? It is Allah who will select it. It has to do with the tawfiq of Allah, hidayah to tawfiq from Allah. You know what Amr ibn Ubayd said to him? He said, Qad ulimta al-kufra sagiran. You want to call one kufru lati kekere. He said, he blew my ear like me. Want to call one keferi lati kekere. Have you taught your own children the kufru of calling Allah that Allah has a child? Ṣé o ti kọ́ ọmọ tiẹ̀ pé àwọn tó ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run bímọ èèyàn burúkú ni wọ́n o? Ṣé o ti sọ pé ẹ̀fọ́ ọmọ tiẹ̀? Amru was referring to Iman as kufur. He said, Ulita al-kufra sagira. Láti kékeré náà ti kọ́ wọn ní. Ṣáwa ti wá kọ́ àwọn ọmọ tiwa láti kékeré. Al-Imam, one of the A'imma from Misr, let me not mention his name. He said he saw a man being stoned by children in Misr. Àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ń lẹ̀kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan. Ó ń sálọ, wọ́n mú òkú, wọ́n fún lóko. Wọ́n jáde ilé kí ó ní o. Wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lẹ̀kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Wọ́n bá lọ ẹ filẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ máa táwọn ọmọ yẹn sọ? Wọ́n lé lẹ́yìn sọ pé òun rọ́lọ́hùn. Ẹ̀kọ́ kan ni wọ́n kọ́ àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n délé o. Ẹni tó bá sọ pé òun rọ́lọ́hùn, no problem. Àwa yìí, when people started wearing miniskirt, catapult la máa ń fún wọn àwa yìí. Ẹnìkan mo ti fún catapult rí, ó lé mi wọnú ilé wa. Nígbà táwọn kéékèèké catapult ẹ mọ̀ gàtí mo rí gàtí ó lé mi wọnú ilé nígbà náà. So irú àwọn kan yẹn common pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọdé. Ìtàbá rẹ nìkan tó ń hùwà kan tí ó dá. Ayọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí wọ́n hólé wọ́n mọ̀ pariwo tí í lánàá. Ṣáwọn ọmọ tí ẹ rí kèfèrí sí báyẹn? Ṣé wọ́n ro ní bídíà síbẹ̀? Àwọn nǹkan tá a gbọ́dọ̀ pàtàkì jùlọ lásìkò tá a wà torí gbogbo ẹ ti fẹ́ máa mix papọ̀, ó ti fẹ́ máa dàpọ̀. Mo sọ fáwọn ikhwa mo ní ara tó yẹ ká máa ṣe dáadáa ní ìsìn ẹ jẹ́ ká máa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ká máa kà lákàtúnkà nawaqidul Islam, nǹkan tí máa sọ yẹn di kèfèrí torí pé ó ti fẹ́ máa dojú rú pọ̀ o. Kèfèrí mùsùlùmí ò fẹ́ rí kèfèrí sí kèfèrí mọ́. Bèèlè ń ta ṣe pé yóò bá lò ní bá lò tẹ́sìn fẹ́ ká máa bá kèfèrí lò. Ọlọ́run kó yà wá ya ìṣù. Ta'limuhum tijara was-sina'a wal-amal. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ ọmọ wa ní kíni at-tijara was-sina'a wal-amal. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ ọmọ. That's the 7th thing I like to mention here. Teach your children to make some money. Teach them tijara. Teach them sina'a. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ kan mọṣẹ́ kan ṣe. Ẹni tó ń kọ software program iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ni o. Àbí kì í ṣiṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ni? Àwọn ẹ̀ma ṣiṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ni? Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ni? Tàyè. Fáàn tó fẹ́ sí mi ní mọ́sáàsì iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹnìkan ni o. Bí mọ́sáàsì ti fáìn tó yìí iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹnìkan ni. Ẹ wo wọ́ọ̀lù yẹn bó ṣe ń dán iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹnìkan ni. Wọ́n ní screeding náà ń pè é. Ṣe pé ìlú òkè làwa ti wá àwọn ará Èkó sọ pé star screening ni. Àwọn afa àkọtìrà lórí eléyìí tí mo sọ. Al-Imam Khallal Abubakar al-Khallal ìkànnà ọkẹ́ o Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ó kọ odidi tírà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Màá fẹ́ ká lọ wá kàkà al-hassu ala tijarati was-sina'a wal-amal wal-inkaru ala man yadda'i tawakkula fi tarki al-amal. Mi ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo àwọn táwọn mi agbára lọ́lọ́run àkídà ọ̀rọ̀ tabligh ni o. Àwọn sálàfù máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni. Àfáàrù kúnú ẹ̀ lórí irú àwọn masáìlì Imam Ahmad àti àwọn àìmọ̀ yòókù kí ni àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ lórí àwọn ọmọ wọn tí wọ́n fi ń gbẹ wọ́n ló ń gbẹ wípé kí wọ́n máa ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan asar kan fún wa nú ẹ̀. Al-Imam Abubakar al-Khallal ó ní akhbarani. Abubakar al-Khallal ó ń gángan ò bá Ahmad ibn Hanbal ọmọ kéwù ni. Abubakar al-Khallal tó ṣe tírà yìí wọ́n ní tírà su'alat àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n gbà lẹ́nu àwọn ọmọ kéwù Imam Ahmad àwọn fi ṣe tírà. wọ́n ní akhbarani Muhammad ibn Musa òun jẹ́ ọmọ kéwù Imam Ahmad ó ní sami'tu Ali ibn Ja'far qal Ali ibn Ja'far sọ wípé mada abi ila abi Abdullah rahimahullah bàbá mi lọ sọ́dọ̀ Abu Abdullah Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal wa dhahaba bi ma'ahu Omina Danilo. Aqala lahu ya Abu Abdullah. My father said, "Oh Abu Abdullah, Hadha ibni, this is my son. Fada Ali." Imam Ahmad began to pray for me. Ṣé wọ́n ti mọ́ ọmọ rẹ lọ́dọ̀ àfáà kan rí? Káwọn ọmọ yẹn lè mọ̀ pé àwọn ẹ̀ta máa ń tẹ̀lé ni o. Àwọn tó máa tẹ̀lé máa wò wọ́n o. Ṣé o ti ṣí YouTube? Ẹ̀yin tẹ̀hún tá a máa wo YouTube tó fi wá wò. Ṣé o ti gbọ́ Salih Fawzan? Wo bàbá tá ń pè ní bàbá Fawzan tá a máa ń sọ. O lè máa wò. Ṣé báwọn ọmọ rẹ mọ Ronaldo? Níbo náà ti rí? Ọmọ rẹ dá Ronaldo mọ̀ kò dá Sheikh Fawzan mọ̀, àléébù ni o. Wàláhì àléébù ni. Ọlọ́run bó bí ọjọ́ gbèǹde. Èmi mo sọ tó ṣe bí TV wà loud ni. Kí ló wá fi ṣe? Ọmọ rẹ ó ń wo tẹlifíṣàn Ronaldo kò rí Sheikh Fawzan nu TV rí. Ṣé kò sí yàtọ̀ láàrin méjèèjì ni? So ọmọ ìbàbẹ́ ẹ̀ mú lọ sọ́dọ̀ Imam Ahmad. Wa qala lahu ya Aba Abdullah hadha ibni. Imam ọmọ mi màrè Fada Ali. Afa wa ṣàdúrà fún mi. Wa qala li abi. Ó wá sọ fún bàbá mi wípé alzimhu suq wa jannibhu aqranahu. Ẹ fìdí ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ sí ṣọ́ọ̀bù o. Ẹjọ́ mọ̀ ẹ́ máa dúró ṣọ́ọ̀bù kó mọ iṣẹ́ òwò kan tí yẹn fi ń pawó jẹun. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn afọ́njálàbí tó gbé wọn síbẹ̀ ni àìníṣẹ́ téèyàn fi ń jẹun. Ipò ìwé nìyẹn o, ìwé ipò ẹ̀mí. Nígbà tá a bá ń kọ́ ọmọ níwèé a rò wípé yóò rí nǹkan jẹun, yóò rí fi jẹun. Èyí tá a wá sọ láàsì ni gbogbo wa tò síwájú. Ṣó dáa bẹ́ẹ̀? Ọlọ́run kó jọ kó ṣàánú wa. Ìkeje nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ mẹ́nubà ní abala bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. A ti ṣe ìpele kẹta nínú ìpele mẹ́rin. Torí ìyẹn lọ́mọ mọ́ bá lọ. The child will be upon that, going on, living his life. He had learned Arkanul Iman, Islam, Salat, Siyam from you, the father. These days we throw children to schools. Àwọn tó fọmọ rẹ fún school yẹn kí náà ń kọ́ ọmọ rẹ ń bẹ̀. So wádìí. Wọ́n kọ́ how to be doctor, engineer. Ṣé wọ́n kọ́ ní tawhid? Ṣé wọ́n kọ́ ní usulu sunna? Ṣé wọ́n kọ́ ní irun? Níjẹta ọmọ kan sọ wípé òun ó gbé pílò torí pé ẹ̀gbẹ́ ń ro òun. So wọ́n gbé pílò òun máa ṣe sùjúd lé lórí tá a bá ti ń kírun. Ẹ̀gbẹ́ rẹ̀ tó rọra pọ́ lé díẹ̀ bí ọmọ ọdún méje. Ó wá ní ṣe bá a jọ ka talkhisu sifati salati nabi Albani ni. Wallahi wa rabbil Kaaba. Mo kàn wò wọ́n báyìí ni. Ó ní Sheikh Albani sọ mẹ́rin pé wala yajuzu ittikhadha shay'in amama al-musalli yasjudu alayhi kíní kẹ̀kẹ́. Fúnra wọn jọ ń sọ láàrin àwọn kan ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Gbàtà wá kí ni tó mo ní kílẹ̀ jọ ń sọ ó ní à ó mú kíní pé wọ́n máa ṣe sùjúd lé orí nǹkan. Wọ́n sọ pé àṣebó wà nínú àjọ talkhisu sifati salati nabi. Àwọn ọmọ yóò ti pọ̀ ọmọdún mẹ́jọ o. Kí làwọn ọmọ tí wá ń ha sórí kí náà fi sórí tẹ́ ẹ bá sì ha wọn wọ́n ha. Ibn Hazmi sọ ìzà òwúdà khaira wà ulimahu sa'ida fi dunya wala. Àjẹ kan wà use man náà ni ọmọ mi ò lè sọ gbogbo players Man United, Man City ọbọ̀ ha ni. Nǹkan kan kì í pọ̀ fún ọpọlọ ọmọdé o. Àfi tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá fún ní pípọ̀ lókù. Ẹ jẹ́ kan máa ha fìtínà sí i wọ́n tètè gbàgbé tẹ́ tó bá kàn gbọ́yé. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ join láàrin hifz àti faham. Ẹ máa ha kó sì máa yé ẹ máa ha ẹ máa ha ẹ máa ha ẹ máa ha. Kó sì máa yé kẹ́sì máa dún ní máa kẹ́ ẹ máa kọ́ wọn lójoojúmọ́. Sọtọ́mọ bá ti wá ń lọ báyìí tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣègbésẹ̀. Òun náà dàgbà. Òun náà fẹ́yàwó tó dáa bíi ti irú ti bàbá rẹ̀ wọn. Òun náà dàgbà òun náà. Àwa náà tún ti máa dàgbà lọ. Torí pé àwa náà dúró lójú kan. Títí tá a fi wá dé ibi tí àgbà máa ń dé tí ó wà wo ẹ̀yìn tí ó mọ̀ tún wá kọ́ ọmọ ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kan ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀sìn àsìkò yẹn tún yàtọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí bàbá bá pé 80 tí ọmọ pé 60 ẹ̀kọ́ kan tún wà tí bàbá yẹn ó kọ́ ọmọ yẹn. Ìyẹn ni ká fi ṣe òpin ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Ká mú kan nù ti kan táwọn Salaf rahimahumullah. Hakim ibn Qais ibn Asim. Qais ibn Asim sahabiyun jalil adraka al-jahiliya. Qais ibn Asim sàbí ànábì ni sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wá jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, ó wà ń bẹ lásìkò jàìlíyà kọ́lọ́n tó pe ànábì sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sọ́dọ̀ ànábì sọ́dọ̀ rasul Qais ibn Asim. Nígbà tí ó fẹ́ kú, ọmọ rẹ̀ Hakim ó sọ pé ó ní awsa inda mautihi bani. Ọmọ rẹ̀ sọ pé bàbá wa pé gbogbo wa, ó wá fún wa ní wàsíyà, ara tẹ́rìbíyà kan ni wọn. Bàbá wa sọ̀rọ̀ kankan fún wa. Kí ni bàbá wọn sọ fún wọn? Ó ní ittaqullaha, ṣẹ́tìrì kí ló fi bẹ̀rẹ̀? At-taqwa. Takuwa yẹn náà fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ fọ́mọ yẹn ní ìpìlẹ̀ o. Nípa ayé ńkọ́? Ittaqullaha, ní ọmọ mi ittaqullaha. Wasawwidu akbarakum. Nínú ìdílé yìí, àwọn àgbààgbà nú yín ni ẹ máa tì síwájú. Bàbá tó fẹ́ kú sọ fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀, ẹ bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ bá ń ṣe. Ìkejì ńkọ́? Àwọn àgbààgbà yín kẹ́ ẹ máa tì síwájú. Lásìkò tá a wà yìí, kí ni wọ́n sọ? Tá a náà ní ká máa tì síwájú. Àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké wọ́n láwọn gangan làwọn fẹ́ gbà ààyè. Ẹ̀yin bàbá àgbàlagbà ẹ lọ jókòó sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ń fọ̀pọ̀. Ó ní wasawwidu akbarakum. Àwọn tó bá dàgbà jù nínú yín ni ẹ máa tì síwájú. Fa innal qawm idha sawwadu akbarahum khalafu abahum. Torí pé tí ẹ bá ti àwọn àgbààgbà yín síwájú, if you push forward your elders, khalafu abahum, they will successfully inherit those nice character and wisdom from their fathers. Okay, you are 8 years old, your eldest brother is 35. Who is more likely to learn the lessons from our father? The one who is 35. So that's why it says, if you push the eldest ones forward, they will be able to appropriately represent the family. وَإِذَا سَوَّدُوا أَصْغَرَهُمْ. But if you begin to push the small ones in front, make them your leaders. أَزْرَى بِهِمْ ذَلِكَ فِي أَكْفَائِهِمْ. When they meet their mates, that will make them look down upon them. Every family brought Baba family, head of family, àwọn àgbàlagbà, big people who have grey hairs, they came out. When your own head of family came out, it is one small boy. So they will look down upon you. So don't make your elders behind. Push your elders in front. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Imam Abu Bakr al-Kharaiti, he has a book, Akhlaqun Nabi alayhi salatu salam. This is from the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar. He said, alayhi salatu salam, Umirtu an uqaddima akbarakum. I have been commanded to push who forward? Akbar, the elders. So respect your elders in the home, in the family. Push them forward. He says, wa alaykum bil mali wastina'ihi. Take care of your money and pay good attention to money making. Baba ń sọ fún wọn pé aleikum bil mal, owó tẹ́ bá ní ẹ mójútó wastina'ihi, kẹ́ẹ̀sì make money. Ikhwa, make money. Teach your children that, hey, make money. Radiyallahu anhu. Qais ibn Asim said, فَإِنَّهُ, he said, because making money, if you make money, manbahatun lil karim wa yustagna bihi anil la'im, it helps you to preserve your honor. Yustagna bihi anil la'im. One stupid person will not come to tell you nonsense if you have your own money. Tani la'im, èèyàn kan jákujàku tí ò wúlò. Tastagni bihi anhu bil mal anhu. If you have wealth, olówó tí ẹ lápò, èèyàn jákujàku kan ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ jákujàku kan sí. Bàbá fẹ́ kú, ó wá ń gbà àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ nímọ̀ràn nìyẹn. Ebi tọ́rí bí àkàlẹ̀ yìí náà, èèyàn mọ̀ ní ẹ má ṣe ọmọ tí ò ní wá owó. Ẹ wá owó. Sàlàfíà ò sọ pé ká má wá owó. káwá owó yẹn halalan tayyiba. Oni wakulu mimma razaqakumullahu halalan tayyiba. Ó lè kéré. Oni bakiyatullahi khairul lakum in kuntum mu'minin. So bó ṣe kéré ẹja ṣáàjà mójútó ká má ṣe nǹkan kan ní ò dáa. Káwa máa kọ́ ọmọ pé èèyàn ṣe nǹkan kan ní ò dáa. Èèyàn máa ń ṣe nǹkan tó fi pa owó. A gbọ́dọ̀ wọ ojúpọ̀nà tá a fi wọ owó. Halalan tayyiba. Wọ́n ní wa iyyakum wa mas'alatan nas. Ṣọ́ra rẹ o. Be careful. Don't go and start be asking people for wealth. فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ آخِرِ كَسْبِ الرَّجُلِ. Because that will come from amongst the last things. You beg this one, you beg this one. So after begging, what will you do? If you beg. After that. So that's why it's from آخِرُ كَسْبِ الرَّجُلِ. May Allah protect us. He also gave the advice to his children. فَإِذَا مُتُّ فَلَا تَنُوحُ. When I die, don't make niyaha. فَإِنَّهُ لَمْ يُنَحْ عَلَى رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nobody made niyaha over him. When the Prophet died, how many companions were beating their head on the ground? So when they didn't do that for the Prophet, why should you do that to your father? Now you can ask, what is the benefit of saying this? Because it is reported that the father will be punished in the grave over the niyaha of the children. If you advise them, they won't make niyaha, and you will not be punished because you told them. Now even if they make niyaha, because you have told them, you are free. So you see the value of parents' tarbiyah for their child, even at that stage. He says, وَإِذَا مُتُّ فَادْفِنُونِي بِأَرْضٍ لَا يَشْعُرُ بِدَفْنِي بَكْرٌ ibn Wa'il. When I now die, فَادْفِنُونِي بِأَرْضٍ. Bury me on a land. لَا يَشْعُرُ بِدَفْنِي بَكْرٌ ibn Wa'il. Bury me in a place that Bakr ibn Wa'il is a tribe. They will not know where I was buried. There's a reason for that. He gave us the reason. He says, فَإِنِّي كُنْتُ أُغَافِلُهُمْ فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ. I used to attack them by surprise during the time of Jahiliyyah. كُنْتُ أُغَافِلُهُمْ. So even in normal things that are personal to the family, he was still advising them. All of these form part of the tarbiyah for the child. So we have 4 categories we mentioned. The first one is what? اختيار الزوجة الصالحة. Cool. The second one is what? Al-inaya to be salah al-usrati min manba'iha, min mabda'iha. The third one is what? Ma yunsha'u alayhi al-gulam. The fourth one is wasiyatul walid li awladihi. Under these 4 things, there were several other things. These are few things from the things that we can say about tarbiyatul awlad. There are a lot of other things that have been said. But because of the time that we have, and we have spent a lot of it, I ask Allah to reward the organizers of this program. Like I started to say, the Imam of this masjid, Abul Barakat, SHEIKH Abdul Ghani Juma, may Allah reward him abundantly. Let me say this, he made a lot of efforts to be sure that this program holds. May Allah reward him with goodness. Likewise, that man that I called our chairman, Alaji Ade Olawi, Abu Isma is another name we call him. Abu Isma. Loshun is common as Abu Isma. May Allah protect him. May Allah protect his family. May Allah protect what he has given him. May Allah help him sustain Iman till its end. May Allah raise him from the people of Iman. He's a very, very nice person. And then my brothers, Abu Ayman, he studied hadith and he's always paying attention. If he asks 5 questions, 4.5 are about a hadith. Jazawullahu khairan al-asali. And the ustaz who always arrange many times he will be the MC. Many times he will be in my organized program. I mean, fairly shit, maybe. I've heard him say that before. Jazawullahu khairan. He has ghaira for people he sees trying to learn and spread knowledge. Jazakallahu khairan. That is my friend and my brother for many years. Let me say this, maybe he has forgotten. The first audio cassette of Al-Imam Al-Albani that I heard, Abu Sakina gave it to me. Hey, among the cassette Sheikh Albani láyé en tó kọ́kọ́ fún mi ní Abu Nasir ansab lọ́wọ́ ngba náà ni. Albani tẹ́ mọ́ asiti ka adabu zifaf àti katira àṣùgbọ́n àgbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wọn rí. Ṣé ti ẹ̀mẹ́ tó ń jẹ́ Albani ní silsila nǹkan kan bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀. The next day he just called me ẹgbà cassette yìí. Èmi sì gbàgbé dáadáa kan tí ẹ bá ṣe sí. Wallahi, he's the first person who gave me the audio pé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ Sheikh Albani báyìí. It is this brother Abu Sakina. Jazakallahu khairan. Ustaz Abu Sakina. Àfáà ni wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n máa ń sá. Ẹ bá pọ̀ fún lecture ní ìsìn wọn ni wá. Máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. Wọ́n sì sọ pé àwọn ará ẹ̀dẹ́ jẹ́ ń tì. Jazakallahu khairan. Àti àwọn ikhwa tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé mi wá látọ̀ṣọ́. Abu ABDURRAUF, Abu afa mo máa ń pè wọ́n ní Ibn Abi Shayba. Ó kọ tí wọ́n gangan Abdullah ni Ibn Muhammad. Ṣé n pé al-Imam Ibn Abi Shayba Abdullah Ibn Muhammad ní orúkọ. So mo máa ń pè wọ́n ní Ibn Abi Shayba. Jazakallahu khairan. Àti gbogbo wa náà tá a wá tá a bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ yàn a lè wá bí o. Dáadáa tá a sì ràn kan tá a fi wáyé Ọlọ́run bá ojú kárí gbogbo wa Ọlọ́run bá foríjì wa o ṣe wá léèyàn gidi àwọn ọmọ wa Ọlọ́run bá tọ́jú wọn àwọn obìnrin wa Ọlọ́run bá tọ́jú wọn tún gbogbo wa ṣe Ọlọ́run àtàwọn àtìyàwó àtọmọ tí ilé tó kó Ọlọ́run tún wá ṣe o májà kábàámọ̀ pa wáyé o ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnìkan lásọ lánàá wọ́n sọ agbárí ojúkù ṣáàmù agbárí ojúkù lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣáàmù tó ń jẹ́ agbárí ojúkù àwọn obìnrin yóò mọ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ agbárí ojúkù kòkò kan ni wọ́n máa fi ń dáná tán bá ń ṣènáwó ó tóbi báyìí dúdú báyìí ni wọ́n máa ń gbé kaná kì í nídèérí wọ́n máa ń pe kòkò yẹn ní agbárí ojúkù ẹnìkan wá sọ pé ojúkù ó sì kú láì jẹ́ mùsùlùmí mo ní ó mọ̀ ṣe fún o yóò ti máa kábàámọ̀ pé òun wáyé nìsín Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ káwa ó kábàámọ̀ pa wáyé o. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا اللهم متعنا بأسمائنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما بقيتنا واجعلها الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا اللهم اجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا اللهم اجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا وانصرنا على من عادى دعوتنا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في الدنيا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا اجعل الجنة هي دارنا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته آمين آمين آمين
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد أضافه الله سبحانه وتعالى أترى الصلاة على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم لما نكي شيخ أبو ناصر حفظه الله تعالى وسدد خطاه قال نكي أباشي عليكم دادا àti gbọ́nà wá sí ààyè gẹ́gẹ́ bí tí àwọn náà sọ nǹkan tí ó tó kìkìrí díẹ̀ wọ́n sábà ń jẹ́ wọn sábà ń jáde àìkí ń sábà jáde wọn kò kí ń ṣe àìṣiṣẹ́ kọ́ torí pé tá a bá wo àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ti ṣe ní ìwé ni bákan náà ní àwọn audios láti lè fi benefit al-umma yìí àwọn kan tí ó ló ń kan ní Nàìjíríà ní outside Nàìjíríà ọlọ́run bá subhanahu wa ta'ala ní kí àwọn products wọn kó lọ káàkiri ọlọ́run bá subhanahu wa ta'ala padà sí aburú kọlọ́mà kó mọ́jú kó tọ́ sí wọn kọlọ́run bá kó ṣe àlékún imani àti ìdúróṣinṣin fún wa àti fún ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn náà. Bákan náà mo kí àwọn sheikh wa tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé wọn Sheikh Abu Sakina eléyìí ni a máa jẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta tí n bá ṣe mistake tí mo pàdé wọn mo ṣúọ méjì but mo rò pé ó ti di mẹ́ta àkọ́kọ́ òun ìgbà tí mo ṣe ziyara Abu Nasir ní Kaduna mo pàdé wọn lọ́dọ̀ wọn then èyí tí a tún pàdé lónìí ó dàbí pé níbi wàlímà títí ẹnìká ní ẹ̀dẹ̀ náà a tún pàdé abẹ́lẹ́wọ̀n subhanahu wa ta'ala padà sọ̀búrú kọlùmọ́kọ́mọ́ fi kú tọ́ sí mo kí àwọn sheikh wa Abu Ayman àti gbogbo àwọn amáyá tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé wọn wá bákan náà mo kí àwọn bàbá wa tí wọ́n bẹ níkàlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ látòrí àwọn alájú wa Ismail Ọláwì tí ọlọ́run subhanahu wa ta'ala ló ń sábàbí láti gbé ayé yìí kalẹ̀ àpadà sọ̀búrú kọlùmọ́ subhanahu wa ta'ala kó mọ́jú kó tọ́ sí yìí. Èèyàn tí ọlọ́run bá ní kó nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn afá púpọ̀ ni wọ́n kọ́lọ́mọ subhanahu wa ta'ala kó má dùn ládàá rẹ̀. Bákan náà àwọn alájú wa Qasim àwọn alájú wa Mansur Akani bákan náà àwọn alájú wa Mansur bákan náà àwọn alájú wa Ma'ruf Akani gbogbo náà ni akí abọ́lọ́mọ subhanahu wa ta'ala kó ṣe alékún dáadáa fún ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan yín àti gbogbo alápapọ̀ lọ́kùnrin ní lóbìnrin tó ṣe pé àsìkò nígbà mí láti máa dárúkọ yín lẹ́yọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan mo kí àwọn sheikh wa Abu Abdullah Sheikh Yakub Imam Al-Amin kọlọmọ subhanahu wa ta'ala kò jẹ́ kí àrùn pẹ́ lórí dáadáa bákan náà àwọn sheikh wa Sheikh Abdul Samad òkè ẹ̀yìn náà láì ní gba àsìkò àwa náà ti rí àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n bá wa sọ ibi tẹ́nì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa tí àti get it wrong ká gbìyànjú àti ṣe àtúnṣe rẹ̀ wọ́n ní kò tí ì late ká gbìyànjú àti ṣe àtúnṣe rẹ̀ àwọn obìnrin náà lè máa wo pé òkè bóò ni àwọn náà ṣe lè ní ọkọ gidi ẹ ti sọ fún àwọn ọkùnrin káfẹ́yàwó gidi bó làwọn obìnrin ló ṣe ní ọkọ gidi àwọn nǹkan tán sọ fún wa ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbìyànjú káwa náà wò yín àwa tá a jóbìnrin káwa náà gbìyànjú láti rí wípé àwọn tí wọ́n ń kọnu sí wa fáwọn fẹ́fẹ́ wa kó ṣe pé ẹ̀sìn òun ni tí yóò jẹ wá lógún jù nígbà tí wọ́n bá kọnu sí wa kọ́lọ́wọ́n bá subhanahu wa ta'ala kí ó jẹ́ kí àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe lálàyé fún wa kó wúlò fún wa. Ní ìparí àwọn nǹkan tán bára wa sọ nípa ìdúróṣinṣin ẹ jẹ́ ká mójútó àsìkò tá a wà yìí ní káàkiri àgbáyé ní kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà wa nìkan káàkiri àgbáyé àwọn funny things òun ni tó ń lọ débi pé ìwọ tó bá mú òdodo dání ó fẹ́ máa wo rẹ wípé ṣé òun ṣe pé mò ń ṣe èrè ṣá látara wípé tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe ó yàtọ̀ sí tó ń bẹ nínú tírà ṣùgbọ́n ní tẹ́sán bá yé yóò mọ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí náà ni ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ti sọ pé yóò wáyé ìwọ ni kò wá ṣẹ́kì ààrẹ rí i pé gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣe nítorí ìtọ́lọ́run ni ó dẹ̀ ń ṣe lẹ́ni tó ń tẹ̀lé tí ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tó sọ ìwọ tó jẹ́ ọmọ kéwú ni ìwọ tó jẹ́ àfáà ni ìwọ tó jólówó gbogbo ń tá a bá ṣe kárí wípé kí ni à ń ṣe ní tẹ̀lé àṣẹ ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam má ṣe nítorí pé ń wo kìkì kan ó fẹ́ popular mo fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mí láàfáà mo fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mí báyìí mo fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn kán mọ̀ mí gẹ́gẹ́ bí olówó mo fẹ́ kọ́ gbogbo àwọn àfáàjọ ìyẹn ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ interest ẹni olówó owó mi mo fẹ́ ná láti lè fi promote n tó jẹ́ òdodo ni anything tó bá ti tako òdodo sísì mi ní fi support yẹ olówó gbọ́dọ̀ ní eléyìí lẹ́mìí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni àfa gbọ́dọ̀ ní lẹ́mìí pé òdodo ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún náà ti pé káwọn èèyàn recognize mi kọ́mọ̀ mi mo fẹ́ popular níbì kan mo fẹ́ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa pariwo orúkọ mi káàkiri wọ́n á pariwo orúkọ wa láyé ń bí yóò dẹ̀ tán sáyé ń bí náà ni èyí tí ń kálukú wa tá a bá ṣe ní ti tọ́lọ́wọ́n bá subhanahu wa ta'ala ní ti ikhlas ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú tánàbíwá Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam wa òun náà ní tí a bá pàdé abẹ́láwọ̀n bá subhanahu wa ta'ala yìí tán sọ fún wa yìí náà kọlọ́mọ àkójọ kúrò fún ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa kó ṣàmójú kúrò kùdẹ̀kùdẹ̀ wa kó fẹsẹ̀ wa nílẹ̀ sí ojú ọ̀nà rẹ̀ wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in subhanaka lahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu amma ba'd. At-tahnik ṣànàbí nìkan ló wà fún sallallahu alaihi wasallam àbí ṣé àwọn sàábé míì náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn? Ìpìlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tí màá fi fèsì ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni wípé kò di ìgbà tí sàábé bá ṣe kó tó di súnà tó bá fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ànábì sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ìpìlẹ̀ ìjẹ́ súnà nǹkan ni wípé ànábì ṣe sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Àfi tá a bá wá rí tá a lè fi sọ pé ara khasa'is ni wa yu'rafu at-takhsis aidan bid-dalil. Khasa'is ànábì alayhi salatu wasallam àmọ́ mọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ rí ni ẹ̀rí kan ni ó sọ pé kíní ànábì kan nìkan ló wà fún bí àyà Ahzab khalisatan laka min dunil mu'minin àti àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ la àwọn afá àti kọtíra khasa'is ara wọn ni al-Imam Suyuti àtàwọn míì náà. Sòkòdìgbà tí a bá tó máa ṣe ìrọ́ọ̀dù àthar pé àwọn sàbẹ̀ náà máa ń ṣe kó tó di súnà kíní pọ̀ láyé ànábì sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ju pé ká wá sọ wípé ànábì nìkan ló wà fún lọ. So n tó jọ Allahu alam ni wípé gbogbo èèyàn ni. al-Imam an-Nawawi rahimahullah nínú al-Minhaj sharhu sahihi Muslim ibn al-Hajjaj wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé eléyìí tá a gbọ́ yìí tá a kà yìí nínú gbogbo àwọn sàábé tó bímọ tó lọ ń gbọ́mọ fánábì fún tàhníkì wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé eléyìí túmọ̀ sí pé súnà nǹkan tá a lè ṣe ni nǹkan tí a ṣe ni pé a wọ èèyàn rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ pé àwọn sàábé wọ èèyàn rẹ̀ ta ni wọ́n pèlè èèyàn rẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn bí tánàbí wa ànábì náà wọ́n tì sí so ló ṣe jẹ́ pé òun ni wọ́n ń gbé lọ bá nígbà náà. Imam Nawawi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn míì náà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí Nawawi ó tó dé ṣùgbọ́n ká sọ pé kí ni ànábì nìkan ló wà fún nítorí pé àti ìrí à ń sọ pé àti ìrí àtàrù pé àwọn sàábé ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò dìgbà táwọn sàábé bá tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó di súnà bánábì sànà rẹ̀ ń ó ti di súnà náà nìyẹn àyàfi tá a bá rí ní tó sọ pé kì í ṣe súnà fún gbogbo wa lókù tí ó wà jẹ́ dalilu at-takhsis. Allahu alam. Nǹkan ẹlẹ́kejì khitanu fún obìnrin wọ́n ní àǹfààní wo ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ àǹfààní rẹ̀ náà la sọ mọ́ wá sí wọn yóò kọ́ di obìnrin láti mọ́ ní iktifa'u pẹ̀lú ìbọ́kọlòpọ̀ obìnrin míì kì í tó kì í sùn torí wípé kò dà bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn àfáà sọ wípé yóò bá khafafa yóò bá rìjèsì yóò bá fa ìmọ̀ fẹ́ẹ́rí ọkùnrin ní gbogbo àsìkò yìí yóò bá fi déédéé sí torí pé khairul umuri awsatuha. Ibn al-Qayyim sọ̀rọ̀ ètò pọ̀ gan àwọn àfáà mi náà sọ gbogbo àfáà tó wá lẹ́yìn Ibn al-Qayyim tó bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìtí ẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń dojú kọ pé Ibn al-Qayyim sọ nínú Tuhfatu al-Wadud ṣe jẹ́ ká lọ wò bẹ́ẹ̀ àǹfààní pọ̀ ń bẹ ara àǹfààní yẹn ni pé yóò sọ ìfẹ́ràn ọkùnrin ìmọ̀ bá ọkùnrin lò pọ̀ yóò sọ di nǹkan tó jẹ́ déédéé lára obìnrin tí ò bá ṣe tí wọn ò dábẹ́ fún ó súnmọ́ kí ara rẹ̀ ó má balẹ̀ o kódà tí jáàbù bá rọra gún lábẹ́ pátá báyìí yóò máa wá péré báyìí yóò máa wá ọkùnrin ká. ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jù báyìí lọ. so àǹfààní ibẹ̀ ni pé yóò jẹ́ kí ara obìnrin ó máa balẹ̀ níbi tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú rírí ọkùnrin. ṣá lè kọ́ ìmọ̀ ayé lọ́dọ̀ kèfèrí tí ìjẹ́ kèfèrí rẹ̀ ò bá ní ràn ọ́ tí ìjẹ́ kèfèrí rẹ̀ tí ò bá ní jẹ́ kí ni tí ò bá ní ràn yàn. so ká tó máa sọ pé a fẹ́ kọ́ nǹkan lọ́dọ̀ kèfèrí àbí ẹni tí a mọ̀ ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà ká tó sọ pé a fẹ́ kọ́ nǹkan lọ́dọ̀ kèfèrí rò ó dáadáa o ṣé èèyàn ò ní kọ́ ìjẹ́ kèfèrí rẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tá a kọ́ ṣùgbọ́n nínú gbogbo tá a ti rí pátá ọmọ ìyá mi ọ̀rọ̀ di ọ̀rọ̀ ara wa o àfẹnutọ́lọ́mbà mójútó tó sì mójútó ara rẹ̀ dáadáa tó mójútó ẹ̀sìn ẹ̀ dáadáa ó kéré nínú àwọn ẹni tí kèfèrí kọ́ ní nǹkan tí wọn ò mú nǹkan kankan nínú òrònú àbí ìṣesí àwọn kèfèrí o. ikhwa ṣàgbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ yìí gbogbo wa tá a lọ tá a bọ̀ ó kéré nínú ìgbà tá a múrò rí àbí ìṣesí kèfèrí o. àtàwọn obìnrin gan ó kéré ó ṣòro sọ pé àmú o àwòdé fìlà irùngbọ̀n kò túmọ̀ sí pé àmú ṣe sí kèfèrí o tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀sìn súnà la ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá fi fọ́ mọ́ so nítorí náà ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ra dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n problem ni wá ni pé a ti fẹ́ràn ayé náà di pé ju débi pé ẹ̀rù ò bà wá pọ̀ mọ́ lè ya kèfèrí torí pé ó ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́dọ̀ kèfèrí ẹ̀rù rẹ̀ ò bà wá mọ́ kò dá àléébù ńlá ni àléébù ńlá ni kò dá ọlọ́run kó jọ kó yà wáyà ìṣù àìmọye ọmọ mùsùlùmí tó dá kèfèrí yunifásitì àbá àmọ́ ni àwọn pọ̀ àwọn tó máa ń sọ pé a kò mátà àwọn òrò yẹn mọ̀ tó bá ṣe pé ọmọ mùsùlùmí kan méjì mẹ́ta ló ya kèfèrí ní tọpasẹ̀ pé wọ́n lọ ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́dọ̀ kèfèrí kò tó gbé ìdájọ́ lé lórí ni so nítorí náà ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ra oníbídíà jìnnà sí oníbídíà jìnnà sí tó wá tún kẹ́ ní oníbídíà jìnnà sí lóde òní mo máa ń sọ fáwọn yẹn kò sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kankan tó fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà tó ò ní rí kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ òsúnà rò dáadáa sọ ẹ̀kọ́ tó fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà tí ò sọ òsúnà tí ó kọ́ ẹ̀ sọ́nà torí pé ó kọ́ bídíà rẹ̀ máa tó bá múra ó kọ́ bídíà rẹ̀ máa tó bá múra. àwọn masáìlù rìwáyà akhzul ilmi lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà ó níbi tí wọ́n ti ń sọ ó sì ní ààyè tiẹ̀ kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ fatwa àmọ́ fún gbogbo àwọn èèyàn báyìí kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi fún wa lápẹẹrẹ wọ́n gbé 10 kilogram gold 10 kilogram gold nísìn 380 million ni 1 kilogram gold lónìí 38 million naira ni 38 million naira 1 kilogram of gold 38 million 10 kilogram jẹ́lò wọ́n wá gbé síbì kan tó ṣe pé kìnìún ló sòtì sáàmù kan tó ń jẹ́ kìnìún ó wá ló sòtì góòlù ta ni ó mú torí pé oníbídíà kìnìún ni ó fẹ́ jẹ ọ́ ni o ṣe wá síbẹ̀ mọ̀ pé akọgun akọni ọlọ́pọlọ pípé tó sì jẹ́ ògbójú ọdẹ ó lè mú ó mọ bí ó ṣe mú ṣé ìwọ ti débẹ̀ yẹn nídìí ẹ̀kọ́ àti ìmọ̀ mo ṣe máa sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn yàtọ̀ síra wọn ó sọ fún gbogbogbò báyìí ẹ má dọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà láàmà sọ fún yín ẹ má súnmọ́ o gẹ́gẹ́ bá a ṣe máa sọ fún gbogbo yẹn pé ta ni ó lọ mú góòlù lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kìnìún ṣùgbọ́n gbà tọ́rọ̀ bá dojú ẹ̀ gangan àwọn tí wọ́n ti tó gbangba sùn lọ́yẹ́ nídìí ìmọ̀ àti ẹ̀kọ́ wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ṣe ẹ̀yin ẹ má wọ́ndà pé bó wọ́n ṣe wá ṣe fìyẹn lẹ̀ nígbà tó bá débẹ̀ wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ṣe sòkè gbogbo èèyàn tí kẹ́ ẹ máa sọ ní pé oníbídíà ìjìnà tí ẹ má súnmọ́ wọn fatwa ammatun nas ọ̀rọ̀ ammatun nas lakin khawas ẹ fi tí wọ́n lẹ̀ wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ṣe wọ́n mọ fatwa tí wọ́n fún ara wọn ní àsìkò kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n bá ní nǹkan gbà lọ́dọ̀ níbi díẹ̀ wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe ṣe ẹ fi yẹn lẹ̀ fún wọn ẹ má bí wọn pé bó o lọ dẹ́ ó ṣe wá mú góòlù lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kìnìún tó lóṣò ti fi yẹn lẹ̀ ńgbà tó bá dìgbà náà ẹ ó rí bí ó ṣe ṣe súnmọ́rọ̀ wípé ká fi ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lẹ̀ síbẹ̀ yẹn Allahu alam ìdí ẹ̀ ni wípé ẹ má jẹ́ ń sọ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ń filẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ Allahu alam. Ọ̀rọ̀ fídíò àti tẹlifíṣàn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí a ti ń sọ tipẹ́tipẹ́ nígbà tá a wọlé lẹ́ẹ̀ka afá kan wọlé wá wọ́n ní àwọn rí mi ní fúta nígbà táwọn jẹ́ undergraduate bàbá yìí ti di bàbá àgbàlagbà ní ìsinyìí o Abu Ayman Sheikh wa ń bi wọ́n léèrè wípé kí ni mo wá ṣe fúta jẹ́ náà wá sọ̀rọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn kí ni ìdájọ́ tẹlifíṣàn ní Islam dípẹ́ ó ti ju 20 ọdún lọ more than 20 years so àti sọ̀rọ̀ tá a bá ti sọ ká sọ ká fílẹ̀ ni Al-Imam Al-Albani rahimahullah ó ní kul kalimataka thumma mshi sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fílẹ̀ kó kó mbẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí àti sọ àti gbọ́ audio àti gbọ́ video clip àti gbọ́ ìwọ náà mú kàn bẹ́ẹ̀. lẹ́yìn ìjọ keje arínú amadahib bíi madhab Imam Ahmad àwọn gbà pé lẹ́yìn ìjọ keje a lè ṣe ní 14 days a lè ṣe ní 21 days a lè ṣe ní bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. àwọn míì sọ wípé lẹ́yìn ìjọ keje ìgbà tá a bá ní kápá ní ká ṣe torí pé ọ̀ranyàn kan ni ó sì fàsìkò sí ọ̀ranyàn ni. tá a bá fẹ́ mú ìgbàláàyè wá fún àwọn ọjọ́ tó ju ìjọ keje yẹn lọ á ní bùkátà sí hadithun tó ṣe kíni tó sahih. hadith yà wá Aisha kan wà o ṣùgbọ́n hadith yẹn ò fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ ní tí mo rántí nìsín hadith yẹn ò sahih wípé a lè ṣe ní ìjọ 14 àti 21 so ṣùgbọ́n tó súnmọ́ ní pé gbogbo nǹkan ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tá a bá ti fẹ́ ṣe tá a bá ti lè ṣe lásìkò ẹ̀ tá a bá ní kápá ń bomi ká ṣe kí ló dé ìyẹn ni ó bá wa débi pé ṣé téèyàn bá dàgbà ṣó lè pẹran àkíkọ̀ fún ara rẹ̀ hadith Anas ibn Malik kan wà tí a fa mu wa wípé akọ nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallama an nafsihi ba'da an bu'isa bin nubuwati anabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ó pa ẹran àkíkọ̀ fún ara rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó lọ́n gbé dìde ní anabi hadith yìí àwọn afa yapa nípa ṣó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ àbí kò fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ al-imam Abu Zur'a at-Razi wọ́n ní hadithun munkarun ni but tá a bá wo àdìsí yìí dáadáa àṣà ní ìdú ẹ̀ pọ̀ àwọn nǹkan tí àwọn Abu Zur'a rahimahullah tí wọ́n ṣe nkaaru ẹ̀ nínú isnadu hadisi àwọn riwayat mi wà tí ò ní àléébù yẹn n tó jọ lójú mi ní ìsìn wallahu a'lam nípa nǹkan míì táwọn àfáà míì ti sọ bíi al-Imam al-Albani rahimahullah nínú al-Irwa ó ní pé hadithu Anasi hadith tó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ ni yakbalu tahsin wọ́n máa ń sọ pé yakbalu tahsin yóò gbà pé ká sọ pé hadithun hasan ni ibẹ̀ láti rẹ́rìí wípé tíyẹn bá dàgbà èèyàn lè pa ẹran àkíkọ̀ fúnra rẹ̀ nígbà tó ṣe wípé anabi aleyhi salatu salam hadith yẹn wà nù al-Mu'jamul Kabir àti al-Awsat ti al-Imam Abu Sulaiman at-Tabarani rahimahullah wípé anabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam pẹ̀ran fún rẹ̀ ńgbà tó di ẹni tọ́lọ̀ ń gbé dìde ní anabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ó yé wa ibi láti rẹ́rìí pé tíyẹn bá dàgbà èèyàn lè ṣe so nǹkan tí mo dúró lé lórí ni mo sì dúró pé hadith yẹn hadith tó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ ni hadith Anas ibn Malik lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí Allahu alam. àwa tá a ti wá gbégbèsè ayé àti ń bọ̀ látijọ́ yìí àwọn ìyàwó wa ńgbà tá a fẹ́ wọn ẹ̀sìn ò tí ì yé wọn pọ̀ ẹ̀sìn ò yá wa gan so kí la wà ṣe àti sọmọ́ wà sí ńgbà tá a ṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ a wà máa gbìyànjú láti tún obìnrin ṣe a máa gbìyànjú láti tún ara wa náà ṣe a máa gbìyànjú láti tún ọmọ wa náà ṣe ìkànnú àwọn sálàf lọ bá ìkànnú àwọn sálàf ó lọ bá ìkànnú àwọn sálàf ọmọ mi ò mọ̀ gbọ́rọ̀ ẹ gbà mí ó ní alayka bi hadhihi al-aya ó ní lọ́ọ́ máa ké àyà yìí rabbi awzi'ni أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأصلح لي في ذريتي إني تبت إليك وإني من المسلمين. ما كايا الله بوبو تو مناشي so tó mọ̀ sí pé láàrin àwọn ẹni ìṣáájú náà ìmí wà nù ọtọ́ ọmọ wọn ò gbọ́rọ̀ sábà bí ẹ̀ lè pọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ànábì ọlọ́run tó náà ò gbọ́rọ̀ sábà bí ẹ̀ náà pọ̀ so sábà bí tiwa náà lè pọ̀ ká mọ mójútó àdúrà yìí ká sì mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́n àwọn nǹkan tá a sọ yẹn ká mọ ṣe wọ́n ní bá a ṣe ní ìkápámọ́ ká sì mọ ọ̀ràn kan dáadáa pé ọlọ́run yóò ṣe dáadáa fún wa ní bá a ṣe ń gbìyànjú àti ṣe dáadáa yìí ó sì ní zọ́nìbìlà ó ṣe pàtàkì nínú irú àwọn abala yìí ká sì máa sá fún nǹkan tó máa ń ba nǹkan jẹ́ ọlọ́run bó jọ yóò tún gbogbo wa ṣe kò tí ì bàjẹ́ ó kàn fẹ́ jọ bíi pé ó ti bà ní tó ti jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé a wà lórí nǹkan kankan tí ò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn yẹn oore kan ni a wà máa gbìyànjú láti bọ́pá bọ́sẹ̀ kúrò nù nǹkan tá a rí pé à ń ṣe àbá tí ń bá bọ̀ tí ò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn yẹn a bẹ̀ ọlọ́run kó ṣe ní ìrọ̀rùn fún wa ẹ jẹ́ ká mójútó àdúrà wa kéré lásìkò yìí Abdullahi ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu wọ́n ròyìn pé ìdúró sísin lóru a máa gùn púpọ̀ ọmọ wa máa bí léèrè pé Ibn Mas'ud Abu Abdurrahman al-Hudhali yóò dúró lóru yóò máa kírun ọmọ wa máa bí léèrè pé bàbá mi ẹsẹ̀ yín fi wá fẹ́ máa wú bẹ́ẹ̀ kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe lóru bẹ́ẹ̀ wá kírun pé torí rẹ ni kó o lè yà dáadáa kó ìwọ yìí kó o lè yà dáadáa so Ibn Mas'ud tó bá ṣàdúrà dúró lóru farara rẹ̀ fọlọ́ nítorí ọmọ kí ni tiwa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa máa ń rò pé tá a bá ti fọmọ sí skul tán san 1 million bùkátà ti bí yá ó kàdúrà ó kú àdúrà kọ́lọ́njọ́ kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ kó ràn àwọn ọmọ wa náà lọ́wọ́ kó tún gbogbo wa ṣe ibi assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now, mo ti gbàgbé kí ni.
Pé àwọn obìnrin tó máa ń sọ wọn ṣe pé lọ́mọ.
Lálàlà ẹ̀sọ́ mo ti stop. Àwọn obìnrin ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Ìbéèrè wa ó pé ara alamatu sáà ni o takunu ka shay'in mu'tad yóò dàbí pé normal thing ara alamatu sáà sugra lẹ́rí ẹ̀hún àwọn obìnrin ó máa pariwo ní mọ́sáàsì wọn ní bùkátà wọn ò ní kí àwọn sọ ara alamatu sáà yóò dàbí pé normal sallallahu salamatu lafiya wọ́n ní àwọn obìnrin a máa ṣépè lọ́mọ ọkùnrin náà máa ń ṣépè míì lọ́mọ tàbá bínú ta àbá ìbínú ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ra ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ hadith naswa marfu'an tánàbí sallallahu alaihi wasallam sọ fún wa pé ẹ má ṣépè lé ara yín ẹ má ṣépè lé nǹkan ni ẹ má ṣépè lé àwọn ọmọ yín torí pé ó lè lọ bọ́ sí àsìkò tí àdúrà ó gbà so nítorí náà kí gbogbo wa ká ṣọ́ra ìkànnù àwọn bó ti yẹ pé òun náà padà ní lọ́wọ́ ó ti ṣe mọ́mú haram rí ó ní ìyá àwọn ọmọ nítorí ẹ̀ torí kó padà ní lọ́wọ́ ni òní jẹ́ nítorí ní òní jẹ́ ń dá akọ rẹ̀ ó nígbà tó ń wà lọ́mọdé tó ń bá ṣàṣìṣe ìyá òun ó sọ wípé ja'alakallahu imaman fil haram ọlọ́ọ̀bù sọ ọ́ di imam haram torí pé àwọn ará Mẹ́kà gbà pé iṣẹ́ ńlá tó wúwo jù téèyàn lè ṣe láyé yìí ó ní kéèyàn jẹ́ imam haram ìyá yẹn ó wà máa sọ fún pé ọlọ́run tó ń bá ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kan lé ọlọ́run bó sọ ọ́ di imam ó sì di imam haram lóòótọ́ so instead tá a máa sọ ọ̀rọ̀ òdì sí ọmọ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa aslahakallah hadakallah wafaqakallah gbogbo irú àwọn kalimati tó júwe ìyípadà láti ètí ò dáa sí ètò dáa ní ká máa sọ instead tá a máa ṣépè tá a máa sọ̀rọ̀ òdì sí ọmọ ọlọ́run bó foríjìn wa o assalamu alaikum.
jazakumullahu khairan. Mo kàn fẹ́ fi nǹkan kékeré kún ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ fún wa nípa ìjókòó tí oníbídíà àbí ìlọ́kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà. tábà wo àpèjúwe tí wọ́n fún wa nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ó ṣe gold kò ṣe gold a rí pé àpèjúwe tí ó mú gidigidi ni. So ẹni tí ó jẹ́ akíkanjú tó já kọ́ni tó fẹ́ lọ mú góòdù lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kìnìún ẹ rí pé gbogbo ọgbọ́n lòun ló ṣe láti lè rí inú. Ẹni tí ó wà kí ń ṣe akíkanjú tó ṣe pé nǹkan fún rẹ̀ ojú ni ó wá lóun fẹ́ tọ kìnìún lọ ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ pé kìnìún ó jẹ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n ibi tí mo fẹ́ kàn mọ́ sílẹ̀ gangan wo ni pé àtẹ ẹni tó jẹ́ akíkanjú àwọn míì ṣe wọn bọ̀ dáadáa. A rí nínú wọn tàbá ń ka hadithi ni a máa gbọ́ Imran bin Hittan lára àwọn afa aládìsí ni afa aládìsí onísúnnà ni ṣùgbọ́n ó kàgbákò ó di khariji látara kó fẹ́ fẹ́ ọmọ obìnrin kan tọ́mọ obìnrin yẹn jẹ́ kharijiya. Àwọn ni àwọn khawarij àwọn ni àwọn tí wọ́n ní ìròrí ká máa kàfàrà àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n bá ṣe irtikabu àwọn kàbáyì tí ó gbéni kúrò nú ẹ̀sìn àwọn iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí ó gbéni kúrò nú ẹ̀sìn. Ó nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọbìnrin ìfẹ́ ọmọbìnrin yìí tó ní òun ló padà sọ di khariji. So dé level wípé ó ń compose orin láti lè fi ẹni tó pa Ali radiyallahu anhu àfáà súnmọ́ ńláńlá. So tó ń bó ti jẹ́ pé hadith anabuwa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam dandan nìkan gbà lọ́wọ́ oníbídíà tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kò ń ṣe gbogbo yẹn náà ló lọ ló ṣe kí ni ló bọ̀. Ìkànnì àwọn àfáà náà tí mo forúkọ bò láṣẹ nínú àwọn àfáà àgbà ni wọ́n ní àmọ́ àwọn àfáà rẹ̀ bó ló ti wá rí tàṣẹ yìí o ṣíìzìn tó ń bẹ lára ẹ̀ díẹ̀ tó ń bẹ lára ẹ̀ wá ní lágbájá báyìí ìgbà tó wá tó ń mí tiẹ̀ òun wá dúní máa díẹ̀ ibẹ̀ lòun ti ṣe kíni lòun ti fara kó tàṣẹ yìí o. Kí là ń pè ní tàṣẹ yìí o àmọ́ àwọn tó ń pè ń ṣíà bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ìròrí yẹn nìyí kò ń ṣe délẹ́vù rí ìtaari bó fara kó díẹ̀. Another example ó ní al-Imam Darakutni níjọ́ kan wọn àtàwọn ọmọ kéwọn wọn lọ wọn wá pàdé àfa kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní al-Baqilani. wọ́n ṣe rí àfa yìí wọ́n dì máa wọ́n kí sí àwọn ọ̀gẹ́ ẹ̀ wọ́n pè yàn kan ní Abu Dharr al-Harawi lára àwọn ọmọ kéwọn wọn náà ni. sọ wọn ní ṣe ẹmẹni yìí ẹni yìí ní báyìí ní gbìyànjú tó ṣe fún Ìsìlámù ní ó dìbéètì pẹ̀lú àwọn Christian dìbéètì pẹ̀lú àwọn kàwọn philosophers ó fọ́ wọn lẹ́nu ó ṣe eléyìí ipò ṣe àwọn ìgbìyànjú fẹ́ sí. Abu Dharr al-Harawi ní àtijọ́ tí àáfà àwọn Darakutni tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lòun ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ al-Baqilani. Ipasẹ̀ eléyìí ó ní Abu Dharr al-Harawi ló fi di Ash'ari ló fi dẹni tó ní ó kúrò mú àkídà àwọn onísúnnà bọ́ sínú àkídà àwọn Ash'ira. Sókè la fẹ́ ló ń gbélé o ni pé àwọn àpèjúwe pọ̀ kò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹni tó ṣe wípé ó jẹun kánú náà ni máa ṣe kíní ni máa bọ̀ dáadáa. Àwọn ẹni ìṣíwájú tí wọ́n lọ nìyí wọ́n lọ nítorí pé wọ́n fẹ́ gba hadith anabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam pẹ̀lú gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni ẹlòmíì ó wà sọ́ọ̀dì káma àti sọ yẹn tó ṣe pé ìmọ̀ sọ́rùfù ìmọ̀ bàlágà ìmọ̀ àrùdù ló ló ń fẹ́ lọ kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà yóò wà torí pé òun fẹ́ kọ́ bàlágà òun fẹ́ kọ́ náwó òun fẹ́ kọ́ kìnínní yóò wà dẹni tó ṣe wípé yóò máa sọ kátikàti òun náà lè mọ sọ̀rọ̀ bí àwọn onísúfí ó lè mọ sọ̀rọ̀ bí àwọn àṣàyíra bí mùtẹ́sílà khawarij àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. sọ jẹ́ pé àwọn nǹkan yìí ni ó pàtàkì kí èèyàn wò tabarẹ́ lomi tó ṣe pé lóun yẹra fún gbogbo àwọn àfọ abẹ́wọn òfẹ́ mi tiwọn kò ń ṣe wípé àṣejù tábà lọ wo ìtàn àwọn sálàfù oníbídíà mi lè wá bá wọn pé mo fẹ́ ka alukurani fún hàn mi ìfẹ́ gbọ́ jọ́sà àyà kan kóra mi ìfẹ́ gbọ́ dàjì àyà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ wọ́n bèèrè ẹlòmí kí ló fà dẹ́nu sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ à mi ìfẹ́ kó kà á kó máa yẹ pé kíkà tó ka yẹn á lọ fi ìfẹ́ rẹ̀ sínú ọkàn mi. sọ àárín ó pàtàkì ká má gbàtànjẹ pẹ̀lú pé wọ́n ní àwọn àfa aládìsí wọ́n gba àdìsí lọ́dọ̀ oníbídíà ìwọ náà tó ṣe pé pákó ló ń ta irin ló ń ta ata ló ń ta ewédú ló ń ta ó wà lọ jòkó tí àfa oníbídíà wà ní dáadáa ara rẹ̀ ló fẹ́ mú àti dáadáa àti tí ó da gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wàá padà mú ó máa defend gbogbo ẹ̀ àdéhùn tá ń báyìí lásìkò tá a wà yìí ni kọ́nà ọba kò ṣàánú wa. sallallahu ala nabiyyina muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in subhanaka allahumma bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.
The Guidance Facebook page. Follow, like, and share.